Yeah, extravagant. Chandeliers part 2. You hanging with us or what though? Yeah. Reminiscing on these memories, benediction while I am presently switching on all of my enemies, kill that they have my melodies. It's real rap around parentheses, chill back, switch these energies, Rems lap, learning chemistry, watch your imagery, a new path, grown men defending family, boom back, we marching heavily, the canvas on some simile, like canvas late for Timothy, the candles lit so when the lights quit, we shining definitely, chills in every breath of me, I play your body symphony, check the cry, walk your destiny, twice the man I'm meant to be. Every bar a centerpiece, pick it off the lemon tree. Authentically involved with my identity. That's why you ate the fruit. Pro said I'm the truth. That's a doctor dropping sign, so you know the math compute. The magician laid my foundation, built me out the booth, raised the roof. Cathedral ceilings in my feelings, chandeliers after millions. Lyrical engineers, architect appealing. Amazed by the children, affected by the flow that I've been given. Selected by the polls, facts and opinions. Measure what you stole, unload, you forgiven. The shades strong, stop banking on a wish. Escape the hustle that was carrots on a fist.
Woo! I like that. A lot of clapping. We live, y'all. For whatever reason, we blacked out right now, though. It's all good.
We're trying to be back in the building.
Yeah, we trying to be.
Let's go this way.
Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah.
There we are. Kinda.
Pro is that soloist, known to go from assistant to associates.
He's known to. Do you know what that line was? And we're gonna get right into the break it down. We're gonna get. You know what that line was?
Was that
a lot of people don't know what that line. So I was an assistant professor at Northeastern when I moved out here. I became an associate.
Right.
Known to go from assistant to associate. So that
started flowing with Quo because the fitting was so appropriate.
Yeah, the fit was appropriate. Yo. Trying to use the effect.
Yeah, I need that. I need to get that so I can start doing that kind of stuff.
Absolutely, man. I'm gonna leave it on for a little bit. Yes, you do.
Okay, and what's up, y'all? Mechanic, what's up, brother?
What it is? Namaste, I'm from India. Okay. All right. Mechanic.
Shout out India.
Absolutely.
We got Germany. We got India in the building.
Yeah. Yo, we got no branding out there right now. You see how it's just a black box right now. It's just Pro Quo. We got we got the hip hop citizens logo up there in the corner, but we just stripped it down for y'all right now. We just came bare bones.
Bare bones is right.
They're wondering. They're like, you know what they're thinking? Quo. They're thinking, yo, who's the guest tonight? You know who the guest is? It's Pro Quo. It's IB Hood, baby. It's Instant Brotherhood.
That's right.
That's what I'm all saying. Day. It's IB Hood all day.
Yeah, I just said, what's up, girl?
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's IB Hood all day.
Ooh,
that's coming.
Final Fire. That's coming real soon, y'all.
That's
if you ain't checked out the YouTube link, make sure you check that out.
Yeah, man. We got that. Some of you may wrongly think that you've already heard a first single from the Pro Quo album. You want to explain, Quo, that they actually have not?
Yeah, because that first single was more or less I don't want to call it a buzz record, but I guess that's what we're going to have to call it. Yeah. Bye Bye, the version that is now on all streaming platforms, is not on the album. We got the live remix on the album.
Yes. Produced by the same producer.
Same cat. He went
legendary
on it.
What really? And he went ham on him. And so we had to come with the remix. We asked him to do, just something a little bit more live, and he came with more live. I don't even know. Did we really we loved the first one was, and they just kind of hit us with it, right? When we were like,
yeah, it was more of a technical problem that they were having with the original instrumental. So
we loved it.
Like, you know what? We're gonna hand play it all. We're gonna hand play it all. Hey, yo, shout out Tree. Thank you for sharing. We appreciate you, sister. Mechanic, Tree. He said Jamaica. He said Germanica.
Yeah, I sent Tree Tree's the only one who has it. I sent Tree.
What's up?
She has the Instant Brotherhood album promo that nobody has. We sent that to Tree because Tree's always rocking with us.
That's right. Special.
I don't even know if Quo's looked at that. Have you seen it? You've seen it. Have you seen the Instant Brotherhood? The one we got back from the Sony Orchard. The one that Sin and LD sent us. Yeah, the little mini video, the 30-second one.
Yeah, the Final Fire.
No, that's a single. I'm talking on the one for the album.
Oh,
Yeah, see, you've been out of commission for the last few days. So
man,
Tree,
I haven't
you've seen it
my
before
phone.
Quo has. You've seen
Imagine
it.
that.
That's crazy. I mean, he has the
Boys and
access
girls,
to
boys
see
and
it, but
girls.
yeah, it's in there with the link, with the album link that's forwarded to you. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes I wish I could just press pause on time so I could do a little bit more. But now I've been glued to a situation for the past few days. You know,
it's not you making it sound negative, man. You've been,
no, it's a positive thing. It's great.
You've
but
created
at the same time,
situation.
This is the negative point to it is that I've neglected my people a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've neglected my people, but I got my man Pro, who is like balancing all the scales, taking all that stuff. You know, when I'm out the picture, he's in the equation to make sure that it's always summed up.
So likewise.
Yeah, exactly. You balance
and
each
in
other
reverse.
out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's just been grinding on all fronts, man. Grinding on all fronts. That's what we like to say.
Mints. Is that if that's how you say assignments? What's up?
Yeah, we shout out to people in it, man. Keep the comments coming. We're trying to shout y'all out. Let's get some Pro Quo up there so they know what they're listening to. Oh, what they're watching. They're watching the Pro Quo Show.
Pro Quo Show.
Yes. And we are
authentic everything. That's right.
Absolutely. You get authentic.
Pro is Professor Lyrical, and I am J. Quote King Cruz.
Quote King. Yeah. So this is what we talking about right now this week. So
hold on, pause real quick, Muscle
what's
man.
That?
Look at you looking like a superhero, man. I love that. Look at
man.
The gym heavy.
Oh man, I gotta raise the camera up or something then.
I like that. All right. Looking good, bro. And that hat too.
I'm trying, man.
Special about that hat.
Hey man. Got the you guys have been doing a number on my hairline with these superheroes, man. So I got to keep it there for you. Got to make sure you can see it. Got that. You guys have been doing some serious work though on the comedy. Yeah, man. I've been trying to get in this gym. You know what it is? It's like whenever you have I mean, I gained a lot of weight, right? I gained a lot of weight in COVID, and I'm still way overweight for the weight that I want to be, and but I have been hitting the gym a lot. But it's one of these things where it's like, you know, you want to have everything firing all cylinders. You do all this artistic, creative stuff. You want to balance it, get the mind, the body right. You know what I'm saying? Try to be where you need to be for everything, because it's people that haven't been through it, haven't done like at least like a real full length kind of album, and you know, trying to go through that when it's just a couple people really. Luckily we have a great family of producers and team around us, but in terms of just being the core, it's not like an 8-man group, it's just 2 of us. And there's a lot of responsibilities. Shout out to my man Fee, who knows all about it too well. He's doing some things, he might check in later, but it's when you're really trying to make something as quality as you can and you have other responsibilities, it can be a real grind. It's the most similar thing I can compare it to is at least from the father side, not the mother side, but just, you know, when you have a new little person in your family, you know, it's just we talk about that all the time. It's just constant. There's everything. I mean, you guys. I mean, for people who don't know, Quo was just kind of teasing with y'all. He's been working on graphics crazy with it, as he says, the art department. We got like, you know, 3 real quality people that are all family working on all of our artwork and stuff, and they're just doing an amazing job. And that's not what they do full time. It's what none of them do full time. They're all gifted in that area, but Quo just jumps on in. He's like, hey, you know what? I think I can draw this stuff too. You know,
what can I do?
Yeah, it's amazing. So it's like, you know, everything. You just pick up a shovel. You know what I mean? Just like, don't be standing around. Just do something. Whenever we see something needs to get done, that's what's been great. It's like we both just kind of attack it, you know?
That's right. And it's cool. It was funny. I mean, in a way, I look, you know, it's with time just, it's like that sometimes, and 8 hours was like that yesterday.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I didn't really get to play with my daughter, but at the same time, I'm like, hold on a minute. She was on my neck, jumping on my back, kicking me for hours. So it was cool. You know what I mean? And she was like, Daddy, what you doing? You know, so however you can involve it. But, you know, it's my brother made a good point too. He's like, you know, I went over there today and I was like, bro, I still got a lot of work. He's like, yeah, but you know, make sure you spend time with your daughter. Make sure you make that family time. It's always going to be more work.
No doubt.
Yes, very, very true. So I did just that when I came home. And then, of course, after 30 minutes, I wasn't able to contain my pit bullism.
Nah.
And right back at it.
I like I say it to you half kiddingly, but I'll use you as the reference because you're here. But it's like, you don't want to do what we're doing. Like, in terms of, you don't want to do what Jay Cruz is doing. It isn't healthy.
Right.
He's an exceptional person and can handle it to an extent. As I like to think of myself in that same vein, where I just tenacity, right? But
Yeah.
it's not healthy. You should not be doing what we're doing. Like Jay's like, oh, the video needs to get done. I'm going to work on videos for 3 straight days and just not come up for air. That's what people talk about when they talk about, taking that me time and all that stuff. And I've noticed, knowing you now for as long as I've known you in this, and it's way longer than in terms of the physical years, because we do so much for so long, so many hours and so many minutes in the day where we're constantly back and forth. It's like we intensely kind of know each other's grind. And it's like the thing about what I've seen people burn out from, this kind of stuff that you and I both do, and I'm just using you as the mirror because, again, it's easier to talk about you than me, is we could almost make this a reciprocal conversation, is that you're so willing to just pick up the shovel and go to work that something inevitably has to get neglected. It has to. There's no way you can't juggle that. It's just, nope, this is what it's that feeling of like, this is what needs to get done. And it's at the sacrifice of yourself, really. And that's the thing that's like,
and I think too, setting the goal, like, to me, I do all this. I pick the shovel up, I sweep the floor, I clean my boots, I do everything.
Yeah.
Because I say, okay, at some point, I'm doing all this so I could put these guys on the payroll.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I could focus on exactly what I want to do.
And it's funny because I have a totally different thing about it. And I've always had this. It's never been a function of, when Fee and I started out, our first production company that we started in our bedroom when we were like 16, 17 years old was called Poverty Productions, is because, like, neither of us came from families with money. I didn't really have any, I was always working, I was doing something or whatever, but we were like, we need X, Y, and Z, and it was always out of our means. We never had what we needed, right? And so, jokingly, it was like Poverty Productions. We had a cell phone and a PO box for years and made it look like we were doing bigger things than we were. It was always the hustle from whatever age, right? And you do these things and you're like, okay, I'm going to make it look like I'm there. I'm going to make it look like I'm there. But for me, it was never, because I saw the quote unquote poverty. And this is what we want to get into too with the finances tonight of hip hop. By the way, we're going to be talking about the Mount Rushmore hip hop. So be thinking of who your top 4 MCs are. You can send them through as comments. You're checking us out. Please let us know, because we want to know your 4 top MCs on Mount Rushmore. There's been a lot of talk right now, and LeBron's been talking about it. Snoop's been talking about it. Nicki Minaj's been jumping in there. We want to know, but we want to know 4 MCs, no groups, just one MC you got to go with for all time. And it's you. It's not who's the best. It's for you. It's like, who's your personal Mount Rushmore? It does, so you don't have to feel the pressure, like, and be like, oh, I have to say whoever, Nas, I have to say. If you ain't feeling Nas like that, don't say it. You ain't feeling Jay like that, don't say it. You ain't feeling Biggie, whoever, Tupac, whatever, just say your, like, honest in your heart, who you want to listen to, Anyway, so there's that, right? But I've never come at it ever from a financial standpoint. I've never said, I can't even think of a time where I've done that, where I've never said, oh, I want to do it because I want to provide for my fam, I want to provide for me, because I've been doing it so long that I've always known that really wasn't a possibility, right? I actually looked at it as like, that's not a feasible business plan. Rapping is not a feasible business plan. Now, it's been nice that I've been able to do it for a long time, make some money doing it, right? It's been nice, but it's never the plan. The drive has always, so my engine is totally internal. It's for the love of it. And it's not that I don't want to make money. I do. I want 15 bags. I want to give me as much money as I can possibly make. Yes, of course. Why not? Right? There's nothing better in the world than doing what you love and getting paid for it. Right? But I don't care. It's because it hasn't been the business plan to do that at a level that would necessarily beget, untold riches. If that comes, great. So it's like the freedom for me with that is bigger, but yet there is that unfortunate side that means you do have to do something other than what you love 24/7 to make that a reality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I love how you put that. I completely separate art and business now, but didn't have too much success with that growing up. It was like strictly art,
Yep.
But then when you run into the brick wall enough times, you say, okay, well, what am I doing wrong? For things to change, you got to change.
Yes. Right? Yo, wait, hold up, Jay. Hold up. We got a top 4 already from Daz, man. Shout out to DJ Daz 1, man.
Yeah,
What
what's
it
up
is,
with
man.
that?
Good seeing you. He's a DJ too, so it's
Mhm.
DJs, you got to respect it. Yeah, right. So his top 4,
Ooh,
his personal top 4. I like this top 4, Daz.
me
CL
too.
Smooth. You reading it, Jay? To read them off. CL
Yeah,
Smooth,
Inspector Deck,
right?
Black Thought, and Tretch.
Who Tretch does not get enough credit.
He
Tretch,
definitely that's unsung.
that's a
I like
crazy
that.
list right there. That is a crazy list. You know what's funny about that list is the combination of intellect and pizzazz is what I see in that. You know what I'm saying? And CL
Yeah,
Smooth has obviously a smooth pizzazz, right? But like
right.
CL has said some verses that are just like, yo, if you just like lock me in a room and I want to just be comfortable, I could listen to CL Smooth. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
be told a dope story or whatever. CL Smooth, again, another dude who doesn't get nearly enough credit. It's on almost nobody's top 20 list. You know what I'm saying? And he probably should be, you know?
That's a good. Yeah, it's a good point. You know, it's because I think when you think of just time in itself, and take someone like Nas, who's still spitting and
Yeah.
comes with the classic albums, and then kind of just it's in the wave, and it's like I would anything in the 90s Nas did, I was like, yo, and even in the 2000s, but like I'd say like more recently, I'm not as excited to hear him for whatever reason. He blows me away on with his lyrics, of course, but when I'm thinking about this top 4, normally I would go with that, but that's kind of the
Into the naughty room, the sunken place. I don't know what happened. It was just like boom, I was gone. Sorry
yeah,
about
he disappeared. It's all
that.
right. But yeah, bro, that's you want to go with you want to spit these out now? What you want to do?
I can't see the comments now. Can you still see them?
I can still see him. Yeah, well, DJ Daz is the last that I see.
Yo, that's crazy. I have no idea what happened. It was
It
just
just
like a
crashed
time
on you.
war. Yeah, no, it didn't even crash. It's
Boom,
just
boom,
like I was
boom, boom, boom,
gone,
boom.
and then all the comments are gone for me too. And the rest, no, my computer's fully up. That was weird. I have no idea. Yo, somebody's got to make a comment so I can see what's happening on my side here, man.
Yeah,
Somebody say something.
say something. I'm gonna put something up there real quick just to be like, look, what's up?
Yeah. I've never, yo, that
Yeah,
was crazy. So I apologize because I see your yo. I apologize because I cut you off with the DJ Dasmo. I was so excited by that list, and but yo, I was just so excited, man. I don't know what happened, yo. That's crazy. Who's your top 4? Yeah, man. I was actually getting ready to type my top 4. I picked up my mouse. Maybe that's it. Maybe I hit a button on my mouse or something.
yeah.
You know.
You gonna type it? You gonna type it, not read it?
Yeah, all right. I'll type mine. I'm gonna type mine under
I'll put mine on deck.
oh, so my thing's not even showing now. So that knocked me off. Hold on here. Hold on. So
Mhm.
the show, I don't know what that's going to do to the show from my stream. So if anybody's can't see on my stream or something, hop on over to one of our others, tinyurl.com/ the Pro Quo Show. That'll put you on the Facebook or Jay's page or the Hip Hop Citizen on
Yeah.
Facebook. But yeah, that's crazy. I'm still trying to figure out what's going on over here. So let me type mine. We got to figure out what happened to the Pro Lyrical page because I don't know what happened.
And I don't want to put. I'm trying to be outside the box, and I'm just gonna.
All right, I'm gonna put it under
Put
the Pro Quo
instincts.
Show here. So I'm gonna type it on the Pro Quo Show one.
Okay.
So here's my. I'm not trying to be out of the box. I'm just saying who mine are.
Oh, Tree's saying something strange is going on with the stream. It keeps on freezing after making a comment.
Okay. Well, sure. Did more than freeze me.
Yeah, we're too cold for the internet. I guess that's what's happening. Catching chills with the words. I be hood, yo. What's up? Freedom Corner, the brand.
What it is.
Antoine, yo, what it is, brother. So,
All right,
so everybody that's listening
mine.
in, type in we're doing that Mount Rushmore thing with your top 4 MCs of all time, though. We're doing that to 2010. We're doing all time, your top 4. And
who you
I'm
like?
going to, I'm gonna sidestep because I'm gonna do it a little different for my 4.
So here's mine. Thank you. Wow.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see this.
So there's mine.
I'm not seeing it though.
Yeah, you are. Look at the banner.
Oh, Kane,
Yeah.
AZ, Jay-Z, and Pharaoh Monch. Minaj. So unsung hero right
now,
there.
I got to give the disclaimer, of course, which I realize you can't do if you're just out there typing in your thing unless you type a big story. But, Nas for me on any given day, Black Thought for me on any given day. You know what I'm saying? It's like so LL. I mean, and truth be told, this gonna probably maybe shock some people. I am a big Nicki Minaj fan. Like, I think Nicki Minaj is ill. Like,
yeah,
I think
you're talking about it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, she's an incredible MC.
So
I think, and just the pizzazz she has, whatever. I mean, I'm not putting her in my top, 5 or 6. I mean, I think Lauryn Hill's unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? So I would put Lauryn ahead of her, but Lauryn just doesn't have that body of work. I mean, Nicki's eclipsed what Lauryn's ever done, probably in her like second or third year. You know what I'm saying? So it's like in some. I know everybody wants to throw body of work in there too, but I'm just saying if I know an MC is coming out with a record, I'm instantly checking for it if it's one of those 4 people. No, I'm instantly checking for Nas or whatever too. But there's other people I'm a little slower on the trigger. You know what I'm saying? AZ to me sounds like champagne poured through a flute. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so incredible.
I love AZ.
And Pharaoh to me is who the aliens would take up to another race of people.
I knew you were gonna put Pharaoh, so I didn't put him because he would have been. I love Pharaoh.
I'm like a real hardcore Pharaoh fan. Yeah.
Oh, Randall said Jay-Z, Nas, Rakim, and Black Thought.
Yeah, there's nothing.
And then he's saying Pusha T up there and Andre 3000 definitely.
Andre, absolutely. I can't. The Pusha T thing for me is a stretch, but actually, a lot of people are going to put in theirs. And Snoop Dogg did this when he was talking about the sort of his East Coast MCs. I don't know if you saw this, but he was like, he started with LL for East Coast MCs, and then he was like, and then I gotta go to Slick Rick, and I was like, I get that,
trendsetter.
But he ain't in my top, he's no.
He grew on me. I mean, obviously
me
legendary, but yeah, it was more of a he grew on me type thing.
Evidence dilated people. Okay.
All right. What am I gonna? You want me to send mine?
Big L.
This is fun. Crazy. This is in the moment now. I mean, I didn't think about. I just type.
This is this moment. This is the 2021 moment.
This moment, right? You ask me 5 minutes later, it changes most likely.
Yeah.
But for right now, we're gonna go with the.
I gotta wait for it because I'm all right. Talib Kweli, Talib, Method Man, Biggie, Drake. I feel that. Yeah. I just typed it on the Pro Show one there for you too. All right, cool.
There you go.
I feel that. That's crazy. Talib. I remember what you said about Talib, how he sort of changed your whole game up.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I don't see. Wow, there's some people on there I don't see on the J. Cruz list. That's I do not see Prodigy on that list.
I know. I didn't want to go with the obvious.
Go with
because my like the real
Naughty by Nature, KRS-One, Lords of the Underground. See, you got to go with one though. Tree, like you'd have to pick like Mr. Funky. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to take. My rule is there's 4 heads. You can't do a whole group or anything like that.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
We made Jago Method Man. You know what I mean? Sean Price, that's dope too. Yo, Daz's list is crazy, man. Oh, he switched it up too, and then he put Wise Intelligent and Brother Jay from the X Clan. Okay, your honorable mentions.
Mentions. I like that.
Yeah, Wise Intelligent is another one. Fee and I got some Wise Intelligent stories. We did a show with Poor Righteous Teachers back in like 1991 up at Fitchburg State College. It was Audio 2, Poor Righteous Teachers, Excalibur, and Homework from the New Kids Maurice Starr's group. Shout out to Shawnee Meadows. Shout out to all the cats in Homework, man. But anyways, that's crazy. Yo, you saw that I threw the old X-Cal record on the page, man. I threw that. I've never found that record on like YouTube. I finally found some random dude.
I'm in that section, yo.
You're talking about on the page. You're talking about
I'm talking about the last picture.
Yeah, I'm still reworking that, but I'm talking about just the post that I found that record. I found we had this record, Twist on Disc, that came out in '89, dog, and the record was made in '87. Shout out to DJ Coolman.
You posted that today, right? Was that today?
Posted today. Yeah. It's awful. I mean, the record's dope. We were awful. You know what I'm saying? It was we're twisting.
It's not the '89 though. That's all good, man.
Even when we did it, we were like. Everybody was so pressuring us to be like, yo, this is your shot to make it like a radio sounded record. We could put Boston on, Lowell on. Everybody was like, yeah, you got to put Lowell on. And we were like, okay, and they're bringing us the Newberry sound, and we're like, what is the now sound? And and the sound when he made the record was a couple years old. It was very Curtis Blow, Melly Mel kind of like, these are the breaks kind of, and Africa
Oh man,
Bambaataa
we got this chat blowing up. Hold up, let's pause this real quick. Check this out. Mechanic saying number 1, Evidence.
Yeah.
Number 2, Big L. Number 3, M. Dot, my brother from another.
Wow. M. Dot. Shout out to M. Dot. Making the Mount Rushmore. Woo!
He made the Mount man. And then number 4, Method Man. He was slipping a little bit. Method Man, Redman, Busta Rhymes, High. Yeah, I get that.
Yo,
but we're gonna put Method Man
on that new record, man. That new record he got, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. What do we got? Freedom Corner, yo. LD saying Scarface, Andre 3000, Yasin Bey.
Ooh, I like how he wrote Yasin Bey too. That's respect right there.
That's big respect.
Absolutely.
And it's funny because Andre, he's one of them other ones that changed Outkast really, but
Andre to me, like he gets slept on right now because I think Kendrick, in a way, I know he's West Coast, but Kendrick occupies a similar lane. It's that out of the box, willing to do something totally creative and artistic, and Kendrick, I get that Kendrick is sort of as a taste kind of thing, but it's really hard to sleep on that dude's skills. It's really
I think though the argument to be made as to why I feel like I would choose Andre over is sonically. I would too. Sounds, but you know what I'm saying? And the thing that Kendrick is just so amazingly gifted with is how he paints an album out. It's painted. It's a portrait.
He's got good tracks that are just
I can get the chills just thinking about how he really gets in there and puts everything together. Like,
it's funny, I think his biggest tracks are some of the ones that are like I don't know, it's like he has a lot of the mass appeal kind of records, like Kunta Kinte track and stuff like that. I just think of like his biggest things gonna be all right, all those kind of joints. Those are dope, but those aren't the joints, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, the like Black of the Barrier joint, bro. Oh
dude,
my god, I could listen to that all day forever.
Yo, that joint he's got about that. What's the joint he has? I never remember the name of his songs. I always feel bad. What's the joint he has? I don't know if you know the one I'm talking about. He's a kid. He's talking about when he's growing up and like what like his parents were saying to him, what his mom was saying to him all the time. She's like, "You're gonna catch a whipping for that. You're gonna get a buck." Oh my god, that one.
Oh, story. Yeah. I don't know the name of it.
Dog, like someone out there know the one I'm talking about. It's
yo when legendary. He has a story joint where he's like a parent and drinking and like he's drunk rapping.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Is that the joint?
No, it's not. It's it kind of. I mean, he's sort of. I know what you're saying. No, he's like
Don Juan, shout out. What's up, brother?
What up?
Hey Don, we doing the top 4, the monument, the
Mount Rushmore, Jay.
Mount Rushmore, thank you.
Jay's nice already.
The Mount Rushmore joint. So top 4, type it in the comments, let us know.
You know what people don't realize is that there's a backside to Mount Rushmore. I mean, you should have your back 4 too. Like you can, you can say like who be on the bench, you know what I'm saying? Like who's on your bench for? But the top 4 for me does change. That's just mine. That's not Jay's on the thing. We got to type in Jay's on the banner. That was my top 4. I can maybe edit that. Let me get the Jay one going. Hold on. We got actually, you know what? We're gonna
what's up, both. Gary? Yo, Gary said Doom.
Ooh, wow, yeah, that's very relevant right now.
Dell, Funky Homo Sapien.
Yep.
Master Ace and Busta. Dope list.
All right, Jay, who was yours again?
In real life or for the show?
Just come on now. Come on.
I know. So now when I typed out, I said Talib.
Yep.
Meth.
Yep. Wow, you don't know. It really wasn't real life.
Nah, it wasn't. It was kind of contrived. But I didn't put Nas. See, Nas should have been there, but he wasn't. Biggie and Drake.
You didn't have Biggie on there.
Yeah, I did.
Did you really?
Yeah. Talib, really? Meth, Biggie, and Drake. Yeah.
All right. Tell me if he's lying.
Yeah, I could not put Biggie's got to stay. Biggie is Biggie.
All right.
I love everything he did.
Kane, AZ, J, and I'm not saying we're not asking for who's the best MCs in the world. We're just saying who are your top 4, right? legitimately like who you're like, yo, like when they come out with something, I'm running to hear that.
Mm.
We know it's Pro and Quo. I mean, we know you know, we appreciate that. But but for who are you listening to in your ear, you know? I'm excited when I'm coming out with something. I'm checking for it. I'm like, yo, that Pro dude, that Quo dude, I'm checking for it. But other than that,
man, Drake, you know, I think for me too, I put Drake up there for obvious reasons. That, man, I be vibing with his albums, man.
He's lost a lot of street cred there, J. Cruz.
I understand, but it's sonics
You would
and
not
structure
gangster.
and depth. I love it, man. I be vibing with it. The beat selection, the flow. Like if we talk about, you know, categorizing MCs, you got Pharoah Monch, Flow Monster,
Lauryn Hill, Missy Elliott, MC Light, Queen Latifah,
Trey. I like the
Tree
females
representing
up
for the
in there.
females, definitely.
Facts.
Jay-Z,
Queen
Nas,
Latifah.
Rakim, and Black Thought, Randall. That's
UNITY.
I had the same list: Jay-Z, Nas, Rakim, and Black Thought too. Like they're all in my grouping, you know. But it's like, to me, I'm excited by Pharoah because I think he can do things that no one else does. You know, when Fee and I were having this conversation earlier today, it's like, you know, like when an MC comes out that you know is dope, right? But you know it's going to be the same thing you hear every single time. Like they never switch the subject matter, right? There's groups like that, locally and nationally, that have sounded the same for 20 years. Every single record they do is exactly the same. I'm not talking sonically. I'm talking they rhyme about the same thing,
content.
like 90% of the time, because they're scared. They're not comfortable in their own skin, or they're doing it strictly as a commercial thing because they're just like, this is what my fan base wants to hear. But it's still not. It's not authentic. There's no way you can go through life and not change, grown. I mean, if you have kids, things aren't going to sound. Not to say you still don't like to hear some of that stuff, but the same things coming out your mouth for 20 years. And so the only issue I sometimes have with like this, I would say this with Rakim. Rakim is in that I know exactly what I'm going to hear when I hear Rakim. Like Rakim ain't never switching it up, right? Rakim is like consistent, and people respect that. And they're like, yo, this is consistent. But Rakim is not coming with, his stuff has gotten gradually even more, I think, knowledge filled, you know, with like more things as he reads and puts them into him, whatever.
Thinker.
Yeah. But yo, it's like, for me, it's like someone like Pharoah will do things in that same Andre kind of event that you never know what you're going to get. Like you're going to hear, oh man, they're coming out something. They're on some other. I can't wait to hear what they do. That's what I mean. AZ, I know, does always the same stuff too. I just love how he does it so much that I'm checking for it. So he's kind of my exception in my list.
Yeah. So it's all about, you know, sound is the first thing we go after, right? You know?
Yeah.
So that's why Meth is in my category. I just love the way he sounds. You know, Nas, like the sound, you know, and then lyrical. You could tell who the people that really care for the lyrics. That's how you could tell their list. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like we got
AZ is a monster.
Randall saying personal top 4: Jay-Z, Pusha T, Jay Electronica, and Nas. Yeah.
Jay Electronica. Yeah.
Gary saying, yo, the Pro Quo album gonna be on iTunes. Yes, sir. It's gonna be available on all streaming platforms.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, shout out to LD who's out there. LD's record label is Freedom Corner. Freedom Corner is a label that is carried by his man Sin. Shout out to Sin. Sin is one with the original deal through Sony Orchard, which Nas is now actually part of the Sony Orchard. So we've talked about this before, but just real quickly. So if you're an artist, there's multiple ways to get your stuff out there these days. The Orchard is just a slight cut above, meaning that you need to be with a label that is carried by the Orchard to be on there. There's plenty of artists who do it, who've done that. It's maybe a slightly smarter move if you're going to put some investment dollars into your project. You'll even see in Nas's press release, you know, he's with Mass Appeal, label that he put money into to start whatever. Mass Appeal is carried on the Sony Orchard family, right? So the same text is in there. You can read it verbatim, like, he will now have access to the Sony Orchard platform of distribution and marketing, blah, blah. That's kind of like their tagline. And it's like, yeah, you have access. What that means is if you're an artist and you're on a Sony Orchard label, which is their independent label, right? Through different acquisitions they've made to try to capture that independent vibe for many years. Sony's been like, yo, we got to grab these independents, Sony Red, Sony Orchard, all this stuff, because they could see the way the writing was on the wall, which way the industry is going, right? So they're a major that has their paws in the independent market, and there's just thousands of groups going that route. So that's the way that they do it. But what it means is if you're willing to spend on yourself and invest in yourself, you do have access to the tools that Sony would use to distribute all their regular artists. You know what I'm saying? So it's like an independent can do as much as the independent wants to do. So if you can get your hustle up and get some people around who believe in you, support you, invest in you, yourself included, you can use those dollars and have access to the Sony platforms and the machine. That's basically it. It's no different. It's not going to do anything different than like, you know, DistroKid or TuneCore. Your stuff's still going to be in the same places and all that stuff. Unless you want to tap into those dollars and try to make it be in places maybe you couldn't get into. You know, it's giving yourself some air room to clutter out, you know, move the clutter around and kind of come through if you think you have something that's worth people listening to. So that's it.
Right. Yep. Great. That was well said. What do we leave off here? We got I get hyped for Eminem verse every time. That's what Randall said, but is that a bad thing? No, I mean, you know what's funny is I used to get hyped to hear M freestyle. That's when I actually, when he first came out, you know, I was in high school, and I'm like, what is this clown? Like, you know what I mean? Who is this dude? Like, and my brother was really into him, and I kind of just like pushed it to the side, and then I started hearing him on these mixtapes where he's doing these freestyles. Yeah. And I'm like, yo, this dude is insane. And so that shifted me to say, wow, this guy's dope. And then he started doing with that Dre record that he had where he's
What's funny is it's funny. I have an album called Infinity, and he has an album that's Infinity something was his first album, which I've never actually heard. But I didn't even know he had an album Infinity while I was making the album Infinity. That's how little he was on my radar, right? Like, why would a dude looking like me want to come up with a name that's similar to that, right? So, but what he was on my radar early, and I didn't really pay much attention to back when he was in the Source for the unsigned hype, the hip hop quotable, all that stuff, right back in those days. I had heard of him, and that big thing with Eminem, like Eminem's, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, yeah, I heard about this guy. Because people were already saying to me, there's a battle rapper out that you should hear. Because I was battling all the time, you know? And so people were like, yo, another white rapper who raps fast, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was just kind of like what I was hearing. And he wasn't even rapping really he raps a lot faster now than he was then, but you know, that rat-a-tat-tat kind of style, like this dude you don't want to mess with in a battle kind of thing. So I'd heard a few people mention his name, and then when I saw the thing, I'm like, oh, this dude's going to do some damage. And so I think I might have had a little subliminal haterade going on, because here comes a dude they're going to, you know, try to prop up, you know what I'm saying, and say he's the anointed rapper kind of thing, right? And I'm like, man, I've been battling for like years, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you think I've been in the Source, you know what I'm saying? Like so maybe I like to try to think the mature me thinks that. But when he first dropped, I was checking for his stuff because I was like, yo, he's mad creative. Again, he's outside the box. I was like, yo, this dude is way more creative than I.
He came in the game saying stuff that no one else was
no one was saying, right? Yeah, it reminded me of like DOS Effects, how they did what nobody was doing, and then everybody copied it. Right? And then everybody copied it, right? Same thing with Eminem. He comes in, does his thing, everybody copies it, right? Now, sonically, by the time he got to his next record, I couldn't even listen to it. Like, I was just like, this is so, like, kind of what you're saying, like whack on my ears. Not his pen. His pen is elite. There's no question. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
But it's like monstrous, you know. But the what he was saying, I never even paid attention again. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah. So every time he comes out with something that's dope, I'm still like excited as an MC can be. You know, like, yo, that's an elite MC doing something out the box. You know, I like when he gets a little pissed off and he's in a battle thing and he goes and does his thing. And you have to objectively stand back and go, yo, haterism aside, like how much I don't like his voice or whatever. Dude is a problem. And for people who want to be like, oh, he's so washed up. No, dude, he will eat you and everyone you know. And the
bottom line is he came into the game and look at what he's created, you know.
Right. It's the same as the Drakes and the J. Coles, and people want to, whoever's the non-hyper masculine kind of person that everybody wants to root for. Yo, he's not, whatever, dog, whatever. If we're just talking about MCing, he will kill everyone you know and everyone you've ever met. You know what I'm saying? And
especially
it's like
in that battle rap, man.
Yeah.
I would love to see you and him go at it though.
Nah.
He said that.
Nah.
I would love to see that, bro.
I got no, I got nothing but accolades, you know, for I mean, nothing but accolades for him. No, I got nothing but respect for his ability. It's just not, you know how sonically, like we're talking about who's on your list, it's not my cup of tea. Now, would I do a record with him? Of course, dog. Would I battle him? Of course. Like, why would you not? You know what I'm saying? Like, if someone say, yeah, you want to battle him? Sure. You know, that'd be the smartest thing you could do. Look at Homeboy who just battled him there. Wasn't he just won a Billboard award the other night, right? Machine Gun Kelly there, right? Like I mean, dudes, that was probably the greatest thing in his career. I'm like literally destroyed him verbally, but at the same time, I gained a lot more respect for Machine Gun Kelly too. I don't listen to that dude. I don't know anything he does. You know, I can't even look at him, and so I'm just like, next. What it is, and here's the thing. I mean, people are gonna hate me for saying this too, but I root against white MCs. It's like I see a white MC, I'm like, oh geez, like, but I'm kind of that way in general. Like, I mean, if I see like anybody and I see like the typical white dude, I'm rooting against him. I just have always been like that. The truth is, I'm not rooting for the white dude. I'm never that dude. You know, if I see two like there's two applicants running for Alexandria, this black woman and the white woman, I'm bigoted against the white woman. Like, oh jeez,
I'll tell you,
I've been
you know,
like my whole life.
The only I could say I'm very similar, and it's been
although I do
let's
like
talk about
Hayward.
recent. Like,
I do like Gordon Hayward.
I said
I do like Gordon Hayward. He's a good guy. I like him. Yeah. Other than that, you know, I was cheering for him. But
what's dude's name, man? The what's popping? Brand new whip. Just that dude, Harlow. Jack Harlow, man.
Yeah, he's dope. Yeah, he's dope.
He's ill. He's one of my favorites. Like out of the
what's the other guy?
You know,
what's the other white rapper guy? The other guy who's maybe it's him. I'm thinking there's two. They all look alike. What's the other dude who's out right now? He's popping. He's not Jack Harlow. The other dude.
G-Eazy.
No. This dude's more chill. He's more just like
it's not
dude around the way. No, he's real nice. He has a thing with a live band out right now. He's rapping. Someone knows who's the white rapper out there who's kind of nice. He's popping all the time. He's been doing this thing for like probably 8 years. He's large. He's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. He's not Jack Harlow.
I don't know.
He's not in that vein. He maybe a little bit. Someone knows. Tell me what it is. Yeah, and if you comment on my page, it's probably screwed up. But so I'm reading people's comments.
Gary said Dickie.
Nah, he's funny though. But
Dickie
who's the other white rapper, man? What's Jake Harlow look like? Someone's got to show me his picture.
He's got long hair, curls, and stuff.
Yeah, that's the one I thought. No, it's not him. It's the other dude. His name is like Ben or something like that, or I don't know.
Yellow Wolf.
You're failing me. Nah, he's like a clean cut dude. He looks like the dude who'd be DJing at a bar mitzvah or something. You know, he's
black hair.
Nah, I don't know. Just you forget about it. He's not a scrubby looking dude. He's not a yellow wolf or any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, he's very clean cut person. I'd say he got that joint out with Chris Brown right now.
Nah, he's not like that.
It's not that though.
Nah. Someone tell me who's the white rapper out that's been out for like years. He's somewhat underground. He's dope lyrically. He's got clever flows. He almost he plays with a live band sometimes. He has a new video out. He's rocking with the live band. I don't know. How do we get in this conversation?
I don't know.
Me rooting against the white people. I root for Fee though. I root for Fee.
Oh, definitely Fee.
Yeah. No, it's not Dickie. But there's another white rapper. Somebody Google white rappers, and
please do, because I can't. Because otherwise, I would get mad lag if I try that.
The FBI will come to my house if I start Googling white rappers to be like, no, he's going to kill him. Ben? He looks like a Ben I think like a Ben. Ben. Maybe his name is Ben. Is his name Ben? Ben. That could be it. He's got a name like Bob or Ben. It's a regular name. It's like John Smith, rapper name. Come on, y'all. He's dope. I'm trying to give this guy credit. He's dope. Fee, who's your Mount Rushmore, man? Who's your 4 MCs?
Oh yes, shout out Fee. Please let us know. Type it.
I'm gonna Google it while you guys are doing your thing. I'm over here Googling white rappers. I'm gonna find it in like.
Should I show him a bootleg version of Wolverine?
Sure.
I'm sure the bootleg version of what we got going on here, people. Very raw and uncut, but look.
I don't
think you said. That's all you're gonna get for right now, but that's a dope. That's cool. That's cool.
Oh, that was dope. I caught the end.
That right there.
Oh. I like the I'm partial to the Green Arrow.
Yeah, the Green Arrow. Yeah, I'm gonna. It's gonna get all detailed out. The detail needs to get heightened on everything. But Marlon Craft.
Yes, Marlon Craft. Thank you. All right, thank you.
Yeah,
that's what I meant.
Good job.
Marlon Craft is dope.
Man.
Marlon Craft is dope. He's legitimately dope.
I haven't heard enough of him.
He's a white boy. I'm not hating on.
He's a blonde cat, right?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah,
Dude, I look at someone, I forget what they look like 5 seconds later. I've been like that my whole life. I'm just like, I'll be staring at someone and be like, what do you look? I have no idea. Like, my father-in-law is FBI lifelong, and I'm like, what do you look like? I'm like, was he tall? I'm taller than him. They're like, you're taller than everybody.
Remember.
Yo, I seen the dude in the gym like 2 days ago, right? He walked by me, and I was like, that dude is exactly the same height as me. That dude, you know how like everybody you think is like either an inch taller than you or an inch shorter than you? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like this. I'm looking at this dude. I'm like, yo, that dude is exactly my height. Now, if I stand straight and correct, and I'm wearing a pair of shoes, I can get away with 6'4". But legitimately, I might not even be 6'3". I have to. If I had no shoes on and I'm on the thing, I might just be a hair under 6'3" or a hair over. I don't even know, right? But with shoes, I'm about 6'4", right? This dude, I'm looking at him. I was like, yo, he's exactly the same height. I walked by. I was like, yo, man, how tall are you? He's looking at me like he's kind of laughing. And like, because I clearly am the same height. He's like, a little over 6'3". I was like, okay. I was like, with shoes on. But it was funny, too. His body type was the same. I was like, and it's funny because I always, whenever you're sort of tall, this is for all my people who are a little taller. When you're sort of tall like me, right? You always define people that are a half an inch taller than you. Now that's a tall person. You know, like to me, I'm short. You know, I'm like that's a tall person right there. I mean, I know I'm tall, but I'm not like a giant. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
you're a point guard. You know what I mean?
That's it, man. That's it. NBA point guard that would not be able to get the ball over half court. In my gym, I can dribble pretty nice. You know what I'm saying? But like NBA, I have no false qualm. I mean, maybe if somebody for some reason was just playing back, you know, and they were like, maybe then I could get over half court, but they'd see me from.
Speaking of basketball, I started listening to.
We're not having Celtic talk. If you're watching it, please, we don't want the Celtic talk. I got a recording. I don't get down like that.
Right? I listened to Cole's first 4 or 5 songs. I want to say.
Yeah, I listened to the whole thing. I listened to the whole thing too. You did your homework.
I was doing some homework.
Yeah.
And I can't. It's cool.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah,
but I wasn't blown away. Unfortunately,
I wasn't either. And some people were. Some people were like, "Yo," like I mean, there were a couple tracks on there. I was like, "Yeah, that was really good." Like he said some really real stuff.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it was just a dude rapping. You know what I'm saying?
I think my thing was that I feel like the trying a little too hard to try different flows kind of feel. Yeah, what's up with that?
Shout out.
B&B Apparel.
Shout out.
BRB. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just felt like it was too much effort on shout out Lenny. Too much effort trying to be fitting into a different flow. Like the flow thing was what was messing with me. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Trying to update. I can't say much because again,
Cole says the N-word too much. That's what Tree said. Okay.
Yeah, and also M's too. He said M's on the first 4.
A lot of B's, a lot of M's, a lot of N's. Yep.
M's, yeah.
Compared to us, he does.
Yeah, but again, I can't. I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, I hear you. Czarface, MF Doom, Super What album was dope. You know what's funny is I have not really heard a lot of MF Doom. I'm not like a huge MF Doom fan. Like him, respect him, but just not someone I'm running to go hear MF Doom. Sorry, it's just been my real.
Yeah.
I know he's dope. I know he's passed. I know he's late. I know his contributions have been crazy. you know, like I just never really listened to MF Doom like that, right? So if you said name 4 songs of MF Doom, I'll be like, don't know. Like, it's not on my radar like that. Now, I mean, I know his history, I know what he did, whatever. But if I hear him come on, I know it's him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like duh, but I just don't know songs like that. So
we got AB Money in the building.
What up, AB Money?
What's up, brother?
Now you see my top 4 Mount Rushmore. AB Money. You know who I'm coming
AB
with, right?
knows that. Yeah, AB.
Yeah.
We talking about Mount Rushmore, your top 4 MCs, but we're not staying to the tens. We're saying all time.
We just put ours up there because ours are right, and we just figured we put the, you know, we wanted the answer key up there. You know, I'm used to doing that in the teaching world. You know what I'm saying? Just want to put the answer key up there.
We were just thinking outside the box. I feel like I want to change mine already.
There's nothing outside the box about either of anybody who we put there. I mean, the most outside the box thing is I put Pharoah Monch. I mean,
there's really no wrong answer. You know, there's really no wrong answers. There's just so many greats out there.
Yeah, I mean, the safest 4 that you can say. Let's come up with the safest 4 you can say. Nas.
Biggie,
Jay, Biggie, and Tupac. I mean, like, that's up there. It's wrong, but
doesn't match the key. Doesn't match the key.
Not match the key. It's Rakim, it's Nas, it's Jay-Z, and then 4th place is a little hard. You know what I'm saying? It's like I think those 3 are just kind of like boom, and then it's like, you know, Nas.
Well, and then the argument would be say people would be
LL is hard to not say. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
It's of all time. It's hard to not say. He's opened massive doors for everybody. You know, and I'm coming for his chest. Jay's like,
I gotta start doing my push-ups.
Got my LL. Look at that chest, man. Boom, boom. All right.
I inspired him drawing all these superhero pictures of him. And
you've been showing on my shoulders.
Like, looking like that.
I got to come with my shoulder game, man, to match these superhero drawings. Yeah. Trying, man. Trying.
But people, we want to definitely thank everybody for tuning in and staying with us throughout this journey of the ProQuo Show. And you know, a lot of cool things are coming in the near future.
Yeah, and we hope you tell people about our album, and if you don't like it, that's real cool.
Share.
If you don't want to share it, that's real cool. We don't care. But no, I speak for me. Share it. LD's out there listening. Like, what is he saying? No, it's like, all right. So let's get into this part of the conversation because we said we're going to talk about the financial part of the hip hop. And so this is what we were talking about earlier. We did a little live. We're walking around on Instagram today.
Why don't you play a song before we do that to do a little intermission?
All right. What's our song gonna be? Jay needs to put something in his cup. Clearly.
Give me a second. Hold on. Let me think about what we haven't really played. I'm gonna. I would
actually. You know what though. All right. Hold that thought. But remember what I was gonna do for my break it down. So I was gonna do the break it down. So the song I was gonna use was gonna go with the Green Arrow, and I was gonna do the dive in it and do the break it down on that.
I'm cool with that.
Now, if you wanted to chime in on the break it down as well, that would work really well. So
I got to.
So for those of you who haven't seen our break it down, let's make this our break it down. So we'll do the break it down. We're gonna play that song in full, and then we'll break it down. But then we're gonna get into the financial aspects of hip hop, and why are some people broke? Why are some people making tons of money? And why are some people maybe chasing the wrong rabbit? That's what we want to talk about. So listen to that. And Fee, Lauren's a beast.
All right. Yeah, and Missy Elliott too, by the way, people. I didn't see her name. Missy.
That's because it's the wrong answer. No, I'm saying
it doesn't match.
It's the wrong answer. She's not on the top 4 list of Mount Rushmore. It's just not. It's incorrect. You know. So here we go.
I'm a killer, like the loud, I'm kamikaze. Salute the chief, the click deep like astrology. Rebuke the meek.
Totally wasn't ready for that.
Oh, my mic was muted.
Only I can hear that.
I like how that came out. The intro to that.
All right, hold up.
This joint bumps in the whip.
Should I bring it back? Was that a bad intro?
Bring it back. Bring it back. Yeah. Let the people get the full glimpse.
Try to come near it. My mind and my spirit are really divine and I'm fearless. I'm coming out live and they cheering. I ride with my peers if you try to disguise your appearance. I never will try to come near it. My mind and my spirit are really divine and I'm fearless. I'm coming out live and they cheering. I ride with my peers if you try to disguise your appearance. I never will try to come near it.
I got that double-edged sword. Ancestor talk, archangels at doors. Ghost in the dark, soul channels dial fours. Before rap, I had my mind on Forbes. Pen and pad throwbacks.
Who's your top
Fires
four?
in the Fords. Better friends with more laps. Run you off course. Might be slipping off the frost. Hillside, we the source. Michael with me, that's a Moby type force. Tribal with my homies, got X, no cross. Valuable, you gotta know me. Liable to sink the rollie. Half of me is never holy. The animal is out, instinct still control me. Want the handle on the pout, heads or tails on the pony. Is the hammer coming out? Hanging trophies in the house, playing oldies, checking routes, holding roses in my mouth. No EBTs for groceries, man, and cheeses for the mouse. The example for my seeds, sole provider for my spouse. Spiritual physique, diamonds all over my scouts. Give you 1,000 degrees, build the ark, flip the drought.
My mind and my spirit are really divine and I'm fearless. I'm coming out live and they cheering. I ride with my peers if you try to disguise your appearance. I never will try to come near it. My mind and my spirit are really divine and I'm fearless. I'm coming out live and they cheering. I ride with my peers if you try to disguise your appearance. I never will try to come near it. I stayed in the trap with boys who was making them racks with nothing but waiting to mask. And I separated from that and lo and behold, everyone put a blade in my back. But I'm not tripping or looking for ways to get even. I sit and I pray for my demons, cause everyone who ever thought I would fail is looking for ways they can sneak in and lanes they can be in. And I kindly deny it from you. There's no way a snake could reside in my group. You tried to put tridents in all of my titles and moves. What were you trying to prove?
For the sake of simplicity, say I'm divinity. Body not carrying moss like I'm Trinity. Gauntlet infinity. Probably not many be thinking it prophets the perfect identity. Back to the enclave, proofs in the back cave. You can bring a badland down like Fenway. You can bring it back, swing swords like senseis. Everybody got to stand marvel at the pen game. Carol Danvers, this that end game. Hit a snap out of rap that will penetrate. It will accelerate. Pick up your meta rate. No one is better with these thoughts I disseminate. On the interstate, and why the Beantown. When I'm in a rental on a meta that I freestyle. DC now, Oliver Queen for that green in the hood. Leave you Oliver Queens.
My mind and my spirit are really divine and I'm fearless. I'm coming out live and they cheering. I ride with my peers if you try to disguise your appearance. I never will try to come near it. My mind and my spirit are really divine and I'm fearless. I'm coming out live and they cheering. I ride with my peers if you try to disguise your appearance. I never will try to come near it. My mind and my spirit are really divine and I'm fearless. I'm coming out live and they cheering. I ride with my peers if you try to disguise your appearance. I never will try to come near it. What were you trying to prove?
Yeah.
Woo! I'm telling you, that joint be bumping in the whip.
Yeah.
That's something you could just ride out to.
Absolutely. Well, I'm not gonna.
Shout out Josh Miner, Major League Beats.
Shout out to
MLB.
ENDO Hendo. Yeah, man. So let's break it down. Let's break it down. All right. So I'm gonna try to break it down. Let me do it like this. So I don't have the lyrics in front of me. Maybe I should pull them up.
Pull them up.
Maybe I should pull them up. Is that how we do this?
Yeah, pull them
All
up.
right. So let's get the lyrics. Let me think. What's the fastest way to pull these lyrics up on the spot? I think if I go over to that sheet, I might have to share that sheet too. Jay knows the sheet I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do know
the secret sheet.
The secret sheet.
It is somewhere.
Took some work.
It's not even really done, but yeah, we might as well share that. So we made this little sheet that we kind of use as our cheat sheet, but it's really for all purposes. All right, I'm gonna share it. Sharing my cheat sheet. I think if it's gonna pull it up, it might not want me to pull it up. Yeah, there we go. So this is our little cheat sheet. We talk about what's on the album, the songs, and we talk about like some of the themes, who did them, where they're from. This is like track by track, producers, credits, lyrics, blah blah blah. So, can you see that? Okay.
When I blow it up,
bigger, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, on a phone, it's probably a little small, but
yeah, I'll make it bigger in a second. All right, what song am I looking for? Dive into it. Let's do this. Let's stop scrolling. Mount Rushmore. Hey, we say Mount Rushmore on the album. You kidding? We do. Are you kidding me?
Actually, I think D Right Way does that.
All right. So there's Hendo's. There's that double-edged sword. That's at J. Cruz. We're gonna go for this. We're gonna blow this up. J. Cruz comes in and it's like, whoo, what? What?
Who's that?
All right. So here we are. All right, this is me. So I say, for the sake of simplicity, say I'm divinity, body not carrying moss like I'm Trinity. What? What? Body's not carrying moss like I'm Trinity. All right. So I wanted to come in on the superhero theme kind of deal. So the whole song for me, the whole verse is almost like superhero kind of stuff, right? Because, HEND was rapping fast and I wanted to come in fast as well to play off of Jay with the smooth gangster flow or whatever. So I just wanted to pick it back up. So I'm like, for the sake of simplicity, say I'm divinity, body not carrying moss like I'm Trinity, gauntlet infinity. Probably not many be thinking it profits the perfect identity. Back to the enclave, Bruce at the Batcave. You can bring a bat, land down like Fenway. You can bring it back, swing swords like senseis. Everybody got to stand, marvel at the pen game. Carol Danvers, this, that, end game. In a snap, write a rap that will penetrate. It will accelerate, pill up your meta rate. No one is better with these thoughts I disseminate on the interstate. NY to Beantown, when I'm in the rental on the matter that I freestyle. DC now like Oliver Queen for that green in the hood, leave you all over Queens. Oliver Queen. Arrow. Yeah, man. So I'm a big Arrow fan, and Arrow's name is Oliver Queen. So I'm going to start from the bottom. So I'm in DC now. And Fee and I used to always take the rentals out to New York. We'd freestyle the whole way there and back. We go record, come on back, and we'd always take the rentals. So I say, when I'm in a rental on a meta that I freestyle, that's what I'm saying real fast at the end there. DC now, which is where I live. Now I'm switching to the comics DC because before I was quoting Marvel. So it's that double entendre. Now like Oliver Queen. And I was in the middle of watching the entire thing on Netflix. I was like, yo, I got to watch this Arrow when I have time. Did it over the COVID, right? So I watched like all freaking 8 seasons. And so I got real into the show. And so his name is Oliver Queen. He's a millionaire stranded on an island. For those of you who don't know the story, he comes back like an assassin and he's taking out all the bad in his city. And it's a fictional city, but they use Boston as the backdrop in the TV show, which is cool. For that green in the hood, and they call him the Green Arrow, and he's always wearing the hood. So for that green in the hood, for that money in your city, I'll leave you Oliver Queens. We're going to New York. Oliver Queens sounds like Oliver Queen. So it's that double entendre again. So bringing it back up to the top, for the sake of simplicity, say I'm divinity, body not carrying moss like I'm Trinity. Carrie-Anne Moss does play the role of Trinity in the Matrix. So I'm just saying, ain't no dust on me. I'm not carrying no moss. You know what I'm saying? So for the sake of simplicity, let's say I'm that L. For the sake of simplicity, say I'm the best there is. Body's not carrying moss like I'm Trinity. Gauntlet, obviously, for those of you who are Marvel fans, the Gauntlet from Endgame. It's what Thanos had when he does the snap. So the Infinity Gauntlet is what it's actually called. And my album, my first full-length album was called Infinity, spelled that way. So probably not many be thinking that Prof is the perfect identity. Most people wouldn't think my mild-mannered, Bruce Wayne kind of thing. My secret identity would be as a, mild-mannered professor who's an MC kind of thing with the superhero abilities. Back to the Enclave, like Bruce in the Batcave. You can bring a bat, land down like Fenway. Fenway's on Lansdowne Street. So if you bring a bat, get it bat, Bruce in the Batcave. Land down like Fenway. You can bring it back, like back in the day, swing swords like Sensei. So that's a shout out to ex-Cal. You can bring it back, talking about Massachusetts too. You can bring it back to Massachusetts, swing swords like Senseis. And everybody got to stand. Shout out to, Eminem's classic song, right? Everybody got them ridiculous fans that really ride with you like that, to the point of where it could get scary on some of them. That dude in that Stan video was coming real hard, right? Marvel at the pen game. So Stan Lee wrote, the Marvel superheroes. And
that section of bars is just so crazy because there's so much meaning to it.
Thanks, bro. Marvel at the pen game. Carol Danvers. Now, Carol Danvers is Captain Marvel, right? This, that, Endgame, and she was like the second biggest, superhero in that movie. In a snap, obviously they snap. The whole snap is what the whole movie's about. For those of you who know, write a rap that will penetrate, it will accelerate, pill up your meta rate. And meta rate was a rhyme that I used on an album, one of our songs when it was your joint, Jay. I talk about in the Genesis. Before I had the Genesis, I was like, check the meta rate. I was talking about keeping stuff in the glove, check the meta rate. And I didn't get to use that because we didn't go with that song. So I was like, yo, I like that meta rate. I don't don't even know if that's a real word, but I like that. I want to check my
That
vitals,
sounds
right? It will accelerate, pit up your meta rate. No one is better with these darts I disseminate. And so now I was already starting to think about the Oliver Queen thing. And I was like, yo, he's either shooting the darts, the arrows, all that stuff, right? There's darts in that movie all the time. Like everybody's getting hit with a dart, right? So I'm like, no one is better with these darts I disseminate on the interstate. I'm on a Beantown. I already told you the end. So that's that. That's broken down.
Woo!
That's for Dive In It. And I guess the title, Dive In It, we originally were calling it Divine and Divinity. And then so Divinity and Infinity, that's where that all came. And we're like, yo, we should flip that a little different, like Dive In It. Because we just dive on in it. So that's that. That
fire
was Break It Down, man. That was our Break It Down section. So J. Cruz put together that Break It Down. We almost never do it, but it goes like that.
Killer, like the loud, I'm kamikaze. Salute the chief, the click deep like astrology. Rebuke the meek.
Yeah, man. Pro Quo, you got anything you need to break down? Mr.
Yeah,
Quo?
I think so. So I mean, let's talk about I got that double-edged sword, ancestor talk, archangels at doors, ghost in the dark, soul channels dial fours.
What's that all I mean? What does that mean?
So double-edged sword is a Bible doctrine metaphor where when I was studying Bible doctrine, my pastor teacher always started off with double-edged sword.
Right.
And the ancestor talk, just tying it into that, archangels at doors, meaning that, you know, I got my people up in the sky helping me out.
Yeah. What's the darts and the forwards and all that stuff, though?
Yeah, so darts and so I'm into kind of angel numbers. I don't know if anybody knows about that, but angel numbers are kind of significant for me. And the fours was a reference for Jay-Z.
Okay.
4-4. You know what I mean? 4-4.
Ah.
Yeah, so that's what that reference was.
Thanks, Tree,
my number is 530. 530.
Thanks,
Look that up, angel numbers, if you're interested. But
530.
Yeah, 530. Ghosts in the dark, soul channels dial force. Basically just saying that the angels are always speaking to me. Before rap, I had my
That's
mind
crazy
out
on a
for
track called Dive In It, though. That's what's crazy about that. You know that godly stuff's in there. You just don't know exactly what it is you're saying. So
yeah, it's like that high level. Before rap, I had my mind on Forbes, pen and pad throwback. So
tell him what you did, man. Tell him.
Yeah, I worked at Fidelity Investments for quite a while. You know what I mean? All that stuff. So it was more that I think I put that in there because I said that this is more than a throwback rhyme. This is more about the bigger picture, the business, everything in the business, and trying to be up in that Forbes list. Fires in the forge, better friends with more laughs. So how do you get there? You gotta be putting the work in and start surrounding yourself with better people. And that means that they ran more laps than you, and you can, like, pro, to me, that's a pro line. And run you off course, you might be slipping off the frost, hell's hot, we the source. So, this is hell on earth, right? So to me, in my mind, this is the devil's world, and he wants to take away the goodness. So that's why it's hot, but we're the source of it all, right? So we're the heat behind that. Michael with me, that's a Moby type 4. So obviously Archangel Michael, obviously PMP, my man Pro. It's funny that Michael was chosen for that.
Michael.
Yeah.
The middle name.
Tribal with my homies, got X no
my
cross.
First name. If you go to my gym in Boston, my name when I registered there, I went in strictly as Michael. So everybody there calls me Mike. So I know if they call me Michael, I know who they are. I'm like, shout out to everybody at Boston gym.
So they know.
Play basketball. They're like, yo, what's up, Michael? All the stats, Michael. All right. Anyways, sorry.
MJ. So tribal with my homies, got X no cross. Basically meaning, like, if you're not with crucifixion, the cross, you get next out. You get next out. You know what I'm saying? If you don't, valuable, you got to know me. Liable to sink the rollie. You know what I mean? Like, hey, it's possible that you overlooking the worth. Half of me is never holy. You know what I mean? I'm
self-explanatory.
Have our demons, so we fight against that. The animal is out, instinct still control me. So that's a reference to one of my favorite groups of all time, Mobb Deep. Animal
Who's
Instinct.
That?
Yeah, Animal Instinct.
I actually knew what you meant on that one, just because I know it was you.
Yeah. And then that's kind of ties into instinct still control me. Want the handle on the pout, heads or tails on the pony. Is the hammer coming out? So we ain't talking about gun, right? Kind of playing off of the Mobb Deep thing. It's more like, I want to hang like the plaque in the house, like Pro's wall. Let me take that hammer out and hang these plaques up for the hard work.
Those plaques are cheap.
Which is hanging trophies in the house. Those are my trophies. And then playing oldies, checking routes, holding rosies in my mouth. So what I mean by that is like, I want to be different than anybody else. So I'm researching my sounds and saying, I don't want to sound like these people. I want to be my own thing. So that's researching the old stuff so I can become, new and do it with faith. No EBTs for groceries. This is your favorite line. No EBTs for groceries, man. That cheese is for the mouse.
Ooh, that's crazy.
Robert Kiyosaki. He had a game. It's called the Rat Race. And if you don't know who he is, check him out. He's cool. He knows a lot. And when you're out of the rat race, you're not there no more. You're not chasing the pennies. You're doing bigger things. And I feel like as a man, this is a reference for a man. You're going to be doing greater things. Than you don't need that EBT money. What's up, baby? You don't need that EBT money. And if you are, you need to reevaluate and get off of that as quick as possible.
Easier said than done.
Much, yeah. And then that ties into I'm the example for my seed, sole provider for my spouse, and I put soul.
Wait a second. Oh, okay. That's how you got out of that. I'm like, yo, man, come on now. Y'all doing the same job. Soul provider. I see what you did.
Soul provider, not soul provider for my spouse. And that's why I say spiritual physique in the next line. Diamonds all over my scouts. So that line just basically means that whoever's messing with me, like, I want to make sure that you get the diamonds when I get them. Like, I want to share that wealth and give you 1,000 degrees. Who's 1,000? Craig Mack. 1,000 degrees, right? Built the ark, flipped the drought. So that's just like, the Armageddon kind of coming. It's the reset, and that ties into 530, which is the angel number. I don't have to say the 530, but that last line is tying to the beginning of it all to say 530, which in angel numbers is like the reset. It's like the Armageddon. It's like the new rebirth. And actually, let me go off real quick on a tangent on that 530. So I got turned on.
You making toast over there? Did the toast just pop up?
No, that's Shorty. Shorty's doing stuff. She's
all right. I was like, you reached over and I was like, yo, you making toast, man? Come on, let us all have a slice.
So 530 was significant for me because I got turned on to the angel numbers and I started paying attention to the numbers. And I don't know. I know where you stand with all this, Pro, but it's for me.
I pay attention to numbers too. That's all.
Yeah. You definitely do.
Different numbers.
I started seeing 530 all over the place, and it was becoming kind of overwhelming actually. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So
Jim Carrey in 23.
Yeah. One night I'm sleeping and I have this, and I seen 530 like 6 to 7 times that day. So obviously it was really, imprinted on me. And I'm having this dream where I'm in the sky's beautifully blue. It's like it's almost like in Hawaii, like you're just up and you're just seeing an island and it's like the sky, it's like the oasis. And at first it's just me. And as I start to look down, I start to see that, hey, my family members are all here.
What?
And, I got my mom's next to me and I see my girls there, and, the family members start making them out, and then I look back up and it's like this crazy storm is coming. And the top left corner of my vision starts getting like sucked up into like a black hole. And before you know it, the trees are starting to come up and everything is like getting sucked into this black hole. And I'm like, I'm going to die right now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm about to get sucked up. I see my brother go. I start seeing my family members just getting sucked up. And right before I wake up from this nightmare, the clouds had 530 in it, right? I wake up and I'm like sweating, like in tears, because my family, I was like, it was so real. And I'm like, man, this is crazy. 5:30. I look over, it's 5:30 a.m.
What?
Yeah, bro. It was great. I called my mom at 5:30 in the morning to tell her. I'm like, Ma, yo, I'm going crazy. This 5:30 keeps
So every day
following.
is every day 5:30 a problem for you? Or is it a good thing or a bad thing?
No, it's a good thing because that was the beginning of everything that followed suit, which was
okay.
a bunch of other numbers, but it was like the beginning of that. It was like I just learned about this. 5:30 kept popping up, and then it was like, boom, that was the moment that it all shifted for me. But
Right.
yeah, it's powerful stuff, you know what I mean? And it can be scary though. I mean, for me, it was like,
Yeah. I used to scare myself out silly with all the like devil stuff, walking by the mirror and stuff. I'd be like, I can't look in the mirror. I can't go there at midnight. And I was just like cracking myself until I was like, and then when I had to live, you live by yourself for the first time, and you're like, I was pretty old for the first time. I think I moved out when I was like 24, right? And so I was like, it's like, usually there's somebody there, I was out by myself. And even then, Fee was my roommate, Syntax, whatever. But, it was nice as they weren't there. And it was like, I remember even then, it was like 24, 25. I was like, yo, I'm all alone. What if I see the devil? You know what I'm saying? And it was just one night I had like an angel in the Christmas tree, and I swore the thing moved. I was freaking myself out. I was like going nuts, And that was a weird period of my life. And now I don't believe in any of that stuff. So it's like,
yeah, and that's the
I
thing.
sleep
It's
better.
like what it does for you. Like, for me, I'm not really a superstitious
crazy dreams
person.
Yep.
Yeah, you dream. Yeah, I know.
I woke up. I was telling Fee my dreams last night. Ooh, they're crazy. Yeah, you were in the thing too. Yeah.
One episode that we do, I'll tell another story about the angel numbers with my girl, and it's just there was so many things that happened over the course of like 2 days.
Yeah,
that would be completely like, okay, is this coincidence or is this real? And it became to the point where I was like literally saying, all right, if this happens, I'm gonna believe it. And every time I did that, it would happen, and I would still not believe it. I'm like, nah.
You know what's a crazy thing? This is the one I was talking about this morning, right? On this, and I know we weren't planning on going into the dream talk, but it's crazy. So lately, when I'm real tired, right, I can lay down and just be like real still, and I'll just start to hear in my head, almost like a schizophrenic. I start to hear the phrases really that you hear all the time from people Like I could hear your voice saying something common you'd say. And it's funny because, I do impressions, right? And you always think of like, what's the tagline that person says with the Kermit the Frog? It's like, hi, ho, Kermit the Frog, right? That's the thing Kermit says, right? And it was like Johnny Most of the Southeast would be like, unbelievable. It'd be like back in the day, like, it was act, so Johnny Most used to say like that, right? And so I have the tagline of what people say. So I'll be going to sleep and
what's my tagline, bro?
I hear no, I don't even have one for you, but I was like, my mom, like, I just know she'll be like, take out the garbage. I could just hear her saying something. And so I can hear it so vividly. And then all of a sudden I can hear everybody's. They're just coming fast. And then I'm so intrigued by it, I fall asleep. Now all of a sudden I'm in a dream, right? And so it's crazy though, because it now has me thinking about the stream of consciousness that we all have, of all these things that are popping through your head all day. And it's until the noise is out that you have a chance to let them play out, and you can I start to hear it. And I'm like, what would my mom say right now? And all of a sudden I can hear a voice, right? And then you can hear like, and I could think of you, and you'd probably be like, yo, Pro, like that's probably the first thing I would think, and, but I can hear it exactly as you say it. I mean, it's like, but I'm saying, okay, is it because I do impressions and I'm good at hearing, what I'm saying, and manifesting what someone else says? Or am I really hearing, what their voice would sound like? Yeah. Is it like running through my head on, sorry, my battery's about to die here. We don't want that to happen. That would be bad for the show.
That would be very bad. Well, I did the other day kind of the Einstein thing where I was getting stumped on the video, and I was like, let me just rest my head. I was on my couch. I laid down, went into that middle state where it was like you're almost asleep and you're not, but I made sure I stayed awake.
Yeah.
And within 15 minutes, ideas started popping up, and there you go, resolve. I came up with that idea with the comic deal, and I'm like, wait a minute, I can do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. And then you off.
Yeah. It's so sometimes, we don't, there's so much mystery in life, and
there is.
We don't know what's right.
We do though. Here's my thing. I will get into the finance thing too. Here's what we do. This is classic in philosophy, right? People try to come up with a reason for why things are, and then that reason makes things so difficult to explain. Like, okay, if that's what's going on, try to explain how that happened. Like, if God is controlling the universe, where the hell did God come from? Like, that's such a difficult concept to start to say. Like, okay, if there is one divine being, where did that divine being get all this superpower from? It doesn't make sense.
You say it perfectly, and he prays.
Yeah.
When you say that bar where you're saying, you know, I have faith that it's gonna all work out. Like,
yeah.
It's not about anything but it, you know, at the end of the day, it's what you do. It's how much you believe in the fact that you're put here for a reason to do.
Tree does the same thing. I'm glad. She does the same thing. I'm sorry. No, I hear what you're saying, but it's like it becomes so difficult when you try to come up. Like, that doesn't mean that there isn't. It just means that, like, it's so difficult to explain. And then people try to say, well, this is because, and then what they'll do is they'll cite 30 things in whatever religious book that they believe has to be no, dog, that has nothing to do with the origin of life itself. Like, you know, certainly, like, no matter what you believe, when you think about whatever religion you believe or whatever, the answers you're getting from whatever book that is do not address rationally how the start of the universe, the origin of the earth was not, there was a man and there was a woman, and it's silly. It's just, it's childish, right? And so I have too much respect for people as otherwise intelligent humans that believe stupid stuff. Like, it's stupid. Like, it's stupid when you believe, and I hate to use that word, but it's like, it's stupid to believe childish things as an adult and to really think that that is anything other than a metaphor for something much more complex than you could never possibly fathom, right? So it's like, whether that's, of course there was not, like, whatever any of the religious books say in the beginning, it doesn't make any logical sense, right? There's no, like, logically, like, do you really think all these supernatural things were happening and you've never seen anything supernatural in your entire life? You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing that approaches it, but suddenly there was, you know, a man and his rib was come on, man. Like, seriously, it's just stupid. It's just stupid. It's like, as a grown adult, the beliefs we have as children and what we're told, it just upsets me, because then people don't think for themselves in their life. Now, I'm not saying that means you believe whatever you want to believe about your God or your religion or whatever, but it's like, please don't literally believe that a man-made book was not bastardized by the thousands of bastards who touched that book. Come on now. Like, what would make you want to believe that? And what it is for a lot of people, it seems to be their belief is so strong that to change it would be an insult to them. And to me, it's just the opposite. I've flipped everything on the thing, because I'm like, finally come out of it, I'm like, oh my God, I really thought the devil was going to be in the mirror in my house. How freaking stupid is that? Where's the devil live? Where's he chilling right now? Tell me, the biggest trick the devil will pull is that he's like, no, the devil doesn't exist, because it's a stupid concept. It's like good and evil. There's no bastion of, there's no, like, big red man who thinks that. And I don't think a lot of people necessarily believe that. They'll just, you ask them head up, you say, yo, do you believe in the devil? Nah, they believe in the idea of there are demonic things. I totally believe that. There's totally people out there. The devil is
equal to Kermit the Frog, right?
Yeah, whoa, that's
like Kermit the Frog being real.
That's right. It's like, yo, does a devil live in the earth? Is he like chilling inside of it, going ha ha with a pitchfork? It's like, come on, man.
It's full of, life is full of metaphors, man.
That's it. That's it. For things we don't understand.
Yeah, it's to me, it's all energies. It's all law of attraction. It's all what you put out, what you get back, kind of thing. And I definitely believe that there are supernatural powers that exist in our lives that I don't know how it works, but
right. You're not aware of what it is.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't understand. You know, and to me,
to explain it away with, well, here it is, and then they get real specific and go, oh, you didn't know that it doesn't matter what book it is, whether it's Bhagavad Gita or whatever it is you're reading. It's just like, okay, there's 18-headed cows and things. It's like, come on, dude, that's what it is. Like, and people are sure. They're like, yo, this is what it is. It's like, come on, dude.
It's like, just as simple. Do as much. I find fulfillment in, you know, as an example, and then we move on to the topic we're to talk about. But, you know, I'm driving the other day, and we're pulling into take a right into our apartment complex, and there's two cars blocking our situation.
Ooh.
Now my girl's really she's
I like how you said that. Our situation.
reactive. Yeah, our situation of getting
Your girl's
home.
reactive. That's a nice way to say she's argumentative. Is that what you meant? She's
Well,
prone to jump off. Is that what you
roll rage type. You know what I'm saying?
But what you're saying is by comparison, you're not though.
Right.
Jay is calm, cool,
Completely right.
I love to see that. Okay. Don't know if I believe it.
If it was her driving, she would have been shouting and hooting and hollering for them people to move, but I didn't. I just drove a little bit more up around the basketball court. You know where I live. You know, so anyway, I drove 20 seconds extra because
I knew I could attract him in. I knew I could do it. All right, there what up, Fly?
Yo,
what's up, brother? What's up? So, I you know, she's who I'm like, babe, it's all good. You know what I mean? And then I'm explaining to her, I said, look, I don't want to, like, in my situation, if I would have acted like her, right? And I would have blown my steam at this person, I would have got upset. Right, yeah, it's all good. She knows she understands the whole she gets it. We're on the same page. And she enjoys it because we yin and yang, you know. But yeah. I said, baby, if I say something and I get popped off and I start getting heated, I'm gonna be pissed off for 3 hours, and I can't afford to be pissed off because I don't calm down immediately. Ooh. I can't afford that. So I'm gonna take 20 seconds to go a little bit longer to get to my driveway instead of trying to deal with these people that have no respect to block. You know what I mean? Nah, it's not worth it. You know, anytime I can avoid any type of energy that's negative inside of my anatomy, I'm avoiding it.
You're a better person than most of us. That's all. That's
well, it takes
wisdom right there, brother.
It took a lot of the opposite, where it was like forced into situations where I had to feel that so much all the time, every day.
That overt kind of stuff is like, yeah, I agree with you. Like when I see someone overtly is doing something that's like ignorant, right? And it could be like trying to press my buttons, but it's when I see people who aren't doing it overtly when it really gets in my craw, right? It's like when someone's doing, and I'm like, that's just some ignorant stuff right there. Like you don't see that, you know, it's like something like that is blatant. I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna, you trying to lure me in, right? But it's like when someone's like cuts you in line kind of thing, and they just like white people do when you're in the bank. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're always gonna cut you off, right? It's just like not noticing you're there, whatever. It's just like that stuff. It's like, yo, you didn't see me like right here. You know what I'm saying? You're just like stepping on my shoes, that kind of stuff. But not to the point where I want to go to fisticuffs over it. But it's just like, yo, seriously, that's the stuff that'll make me speak. I'll be like, seriously, dude? You know?
Oh yeah, yo, I got pissed off.
What up, Fly?
Heavily, I know. Man, I'm gonna finish this last thing, and then we gonna talk Fly real quick. I got for the first time in a long time, I was pissed off because I saw something that I hold dear to my heart, which was, you know, Black Lives Matter, right? And someone that I know said something that just made fun of it.
Yeah,
and that, it kept me up all night. I wrote a post on Facebook. I don't write stuff. I was like, I gotta say something right now. I hope this person sees this so they can shut up.
I saw you write something like that. Okay.
You know what I mean? I said, basically, I was saying, don't piss on our tree. When you don't know nothing about it, you haven't tasted the fruit off of that tree. Go piss on your own tree. Get out my yard.
Oh yeah, you just recently did a repost.
Yeah, you did it a couple days ago.
Yeah, like it really it aggravated. But then as soon as I did that and I thought
you were a ghostwriter or something. I was like, that don't sound like
it doesn't sound like, you know.
Maybe Shen got
it off my chest, and I did it. The only person I read it to was Shen. The next day, I said, "Babe, I got to tell you, I just want to read this to you because, you know, did I do it right? Like, I had a lot to say and I try to condense it, but
yeah."
That's the one thing that, that is the one thing that's like punching me in the face.
Yeah.
When any type of racism is around me, I get really, really, really agitated with that stuff.
I get infuriated, but I'm so used to it. It's like, I'm so like, I never have like somebody come up to me and be like, this is funny. I've never, ever been in a circle where somebody's like overtly like, yo, I can't stand these blah blah blahs. Like I've never had that happen, right?
Right.
But I've had the almost like the dry snitch kind of stuff, like that really reveals what they're really thinking kind of thing, where they're like trying to see if it's a safe place to say it. That's what'll get me. Like you'll hear someone like they'll try to pop a joke and they're kind of checking the barometer, right, to see what the room is.
That exactly, man.
And it's like I would never utter that joke. You know what I'm saying? Like it isn't. There's no like, and I'm like, okay, let me go.
It doesn't live.
Way.
It doesn't. It doesn't live here. And it's like that one. It's that black. I call it black rice. You know what I mean? I told you about that before. Black rice.
Put it in the room.
You know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's funny because
don't...
people will think that they're fine. Those are the people that swear up and down to you. They're not racist. They're not prejudiced. They're not whatever.
Exactly.
You know, because they've never overtly, like I've just said, yeah, I can acknowledge it. If that's what you mean, and it's especially for Boston too. If people want to say, yo, Boston's not racist, well, you must mean that then, because every circle I've ever been in is that whole kind of, they're looking for the little, you know, like they want to do a little dig against whatever race it is, or they say something stupid. They're not overt, right? But they're like on the sly, they look at you funny, and then they ultimately do racist crap. You know what I'm saying? Like just because they didn't come out and call you the N-word, or they didn't come out and say some other thing, you know, they might have come out and said something that was real, you know, out of pocket. You put the two words together in a situation and you know what they're trying to say, but then they go, I didn't say anything. You know, it's like, come on.
Yeah, exactly. What did I say wrong?
And yo, in my travels, my experience, Boston might be the worst on the planet for that. You know, trust. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I love Boston, but that's the truth of those kind of people that exist. You know.
I don't think I've really just experienced too often, just like you said, just like blatant racism, especially being in Mississippi. But I'm kind of like, it takes a lot, man, to really get me out of my space. And for me, I'm not really, you know what, this makes it even sound crazy. And I don't speak for a culture or a race of people. I'm just speaking for myself, right? And so
I certainly don't either.
for me,
I don't like white people. No, just
I mean, because like
I got issues with my family, my friends.
You feel what I'm saying? And that's really like my whole perspective, right? Because I have people of other races that I'm like, we like brothers, right? I have people of my own culture that like I want nothing to do with, right?
Nothing to do. Exactly.
So for me. There's a general level of just plain prejudice that exists throughout humanity.
Absolutely.
I believe I believe racism is taught. And so, because I got homies. Yeah, I got homies from the hood, man. That's white, and we like brothers. You feel what I'm saying? Because we came up together. Yeah, we saw the same things. We did the same things. And we've seen a lot of just side posts, Instagram, whatever, where you got two kids of the opposite race. They grow up with each other, they hug, and they don't know the difference, right? So it lets you know that genuinely, internally, we know how to be good people. The things that we learn and dislike, it's like the lady next door that you didn't like because your mama was always talking about it, but you know nothing about this lady. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so for me, it's just like, man, look, if you really don't like me, I really don't care. Like, just don't be fake about it.
Exactly.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, I can be cool with the fact that we just don't see eye to eye on certain things, or you just don't agree with me, and we just kind of like we cool about it. It ain't no big deal. But like you said, when you blatant and you just ignorant about it, that bothers me.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is different.
Like I don't believe with YouTube what you believe about the devil. Ha ha. No.
I have never shared what
I know. I'm putting words in your mouth. I'm putting words in your mouth.
But you're probably right, though.
I'm probably right. Yeah. Because I am
probably right.
No, watch out now, bro.
Yeah. I was but even before that, where I really wanted to get to, and we haven't got to, we wanted to get back to the whole financial thing. And so let's talk about that. We're talking about this, Fly. Jay and I were talking about this a little bit on Instagram a little bit before, and talking about, people chasing the streams, right? People chasing them stream dollars.
Right.
People are chasing when we talk about artists specifically, right? Artists trying to figure out, hey, where's the revenue? We can't sell CDs. It's nothing tangible, right? We got to sell shirts, or we have to get streams, right?
Right.
But it feels like people miss the elephant in the room that show money, right? Is there, right? Always. It hasn't changed, and it's gonna come in boatloads, and it's gonna be everybody like White and Rice trying to run for that money right? When the shows come back in full, you know, it's going to be Crab City, right? Everybody's going to be like, yo, but
I'm first.
Exactly, right? And the supply and demand thing is going to be there. It's like, it's going to be for a while, it's going to be an artist market, and it's usually a promoter's market, right? But it's going to be an artist market because it's not going to be enough artists immediately. They're ready on their thing to keep up with the demand, right? And if things open at the right time in the fall, which I think they will, the college money is, it's there. You know what I'm saying? It's there. It's ready for the taking. And I feel like people don't look at it. And so my thing is like, why? And so we were talking about Nas earlier and saying, Nas just signed this Sony Orchard deal, right? And all of us doing the Sony Orchard kind of stuff. And it's like, what does that mean for us? Is that a good look? Right. And I was also talking about how Sony Orchard, you might have heard at the beginning, I don't know when you checked in, but we were talking about it is kind of what you make it, right? You got to put in those marketing dollars to make those marketing machine work for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So Nas, you think about this, Nas is doing the Sony Orchard thing. The end of the day, that's a step down from when he was doing all his, Columbia stuff or whatever, his major label stuff, right? So he was teeter-tottering on broke multiple times, right? He had the bankruptcy stuff, he had the child support problem,
crazy,
the tax evasion stuff. Now, if that dude can't make money or can't control the budget, it makes you say, who can, right? And it's like, are we looking in the wrong directions? Why are rappers going broke? If it wasn't for him making these financial decisions that worked out in his favor as an investor, Nas wouldn't be singing that song right now. Literally, he wouldn't be making that song with Jay-Z about, he's the, the new cryptocurrency guy, and he invested.
He took my spot. Hey, I had crypto in my bars before him, though.
All right. But I'm saying, no, I mean, like, dude is, he's out there, he's investing in pharmaceuticals. His 50 got his thing with the vitamin water. He capped off on that. And then you see 50's broke, right? Now 50 living in excess, right? And Nas, maybe you could say he's living in some excess too.
50 broke?
Well, 50 was when the case came up too. It was, again, when child support will child support and taxes are the things. Like, people don't want to pay taxes. I mean, Fat Joe was an ounce away from broke. He's been multiple times having to pay 1.9 million, 2 point, whatever the numbers are. They were crazy, millions, right? The laundry list of broke rappers is insane. Yet every time we sit into this generation, we go, but blah, blah, blah has to be rich, right? And then you come out and you find out, no, they're broke. They're all broke. And it's been my experience since I first got into hip hop that everybody's broke unless they do movies and go on to make business
That's why
deals.
when you broke, you start off doing your taxes. Learn your expenses. File. If you do a show, you do this, start keeping receipts, like save your gas receipts, start learning how to do it when it's small. So when it's big, it's not like Wesley Snipes.
But I still feel like streams are just another way still of the major, whoever's at the end of the food chain, right?
It's major labels, man, because they already done it. It's no different than when you go and you look at any small brand or franchisee. You go back far enough, like Lever 2000, what is a bar? So there's some large brand like Unilever at the back end that's already bought into. They're doing the same thing with the streaming platforms. There's some major labels, or since we mentioned crypto, there's a lot of major Visa credit card processors that's invested in cryptocurrency.
Right.
They're gonna find their way into it. So there's some large company that's behind the distribution. The same thing happened with the merger, with the change in music when it went to hip hop.
Yep.
They saw the potential, and so those major labels started making the adjustments so they can monetize and profit off of it on the front end. This is the cycle, and they're going to continue.
It's like, why do you think we still pumping gas? Because those companies have not got their hands in enough of this electric.
They making the change.
Yeah, right. They are, but they wanted to make sure that they get that full swing, so there's no impact, right? It's like, because reality is that should have happened day one. Like when Gore was talking about it, these things should have been already happening, right? But this is the system. You can't do nothing about it. Yeah, bro. Crazy
money. Or the big cigarette tobacco companies invested in vaping.
Yep.
And nicotine patches and all that kind of stuff. They know there's gonna be a market for it. And even though their product is creating another product, they find a way to get money off both. It's the system.
Right.
I think there's broke rappers just because they hadn't done the right thing with their money, not because the opportunity to make money is not there.
Right. That's
like
exactly right.
For 50 to be broke.
I was gonna say the opportunity for moderate money, I've always felt like is there on the music. Moderate money. You know what I'm saying? And Nas would have been a perfect person to make moderate money because, you know, it was like he wasn't too commercial, wasn't too underground, and didn't have to spend ridiculous budgets on the shiny suit kind of era kind of stuff. You know, he just make kind of grimy music, keep it kind of low budget, go do a show, sell out his tours or whatever, and you would think he'd be okay. You know what I'm saying? But it's like the trappings in the lifestyle, and to go, you know, just, oh, this is what everybody does for a video. Everyone pays $1 million for a video. What? I'm never paying $1 million for a video.
Exactly.
You know, like, why would I need $1 million
for a beat, right? Whatever.
Yeah. Like, what?
Tree says, I love this New England thing, man. Check this out. Fly is wicked smart.
Wicked smart. He's pisser. He's
wicked smart. That's a New England thing. Wicked.
So what's crazy to me,
Salem witch trial stuff. Right?
That's it.
When I think about Nas pseudo, bro, it's like, all right, so we grew up appreciating lyricists,
right?
But lyricists lyricists make better battle rappers than performers, right?
Yes.
And so when it comes to actually doing shows, I mean, once you start getting past the Midwest and into the Midwest, I guess far as south as you start getting into the Carolinas and like Atlanta, Mississippi, you don't hear a lot of Nas.
Nope.
Like not even 10, 15 years ago when I first got to Mississippi, you didn't really hear Nas.
Right.
So I think he was, like, to your point, because he was in between not being too commercial or not being too underground, it was kind of like a gift and a curse, right? Because he was not as popular as he could have been.
Yeah.
Because of that midline that he kind of rode, where he probably couldn't do a world tour and sell out.
Right.
Like Jay had, when Jay came out. Yep. But we know when Jay first came out, he was super lyrical and he started to go commercial. And, you know, because of that, bam, became world famous.
But Nas could do a Rock the Bells, and like I saw him at Rock the Bells. Was it Rock the Bells? One of these tours I saw him at, and it was you know, it's 5,000 people, you know, packed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Like, I mean, that 5,000, I mean, he can do bigger than that, but I'm saying 5,000, he could do 5,000 for the rest of his life. You know what I'm saying? You would think, like, how can that be a losing thing unless you're spending too much money on that?
Too much money. I would invest. If I'm Nas and I got that kind of status, man, if I can consistently sell out $10,000, 10,000 seats, man, I'm getting in on the front end. I'm investing my own money.
I think he did. I think that's exactly what he did.
But I'm saying that's how it turned out well for him. Man, that Queens Project stuff, I've looked at a list of things that they're invested in, man. It's a lot of
those pharmaceutical companies. They made some heavy
pharmaceuticals. It was one big time streaming platforms. They invested into a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, everything. They were in a lot of good places. And that's the thing, like you were talking about those major businesses. Major businesses like tobacco companies, they can afford to invest in vaping, where like us on the street level, we can't be like, yo, I'm going to take we don't have the excess money to go sprinkle it everywhere. You know, you got
money to make money.
Yeah, you can sprinkle what you have, but, you know, one wrong move and you can be, you know, kind of wiped out, you know. And I think what happens is a lot of people listen to financial shows, they listen to advice, and they pretend that they're at that level. Like, not half the people listening to those shows, not half, but there's a percentage of people that listen to those shows that really can do something with the advice that they're given because they have the disposable income to invest. And this is what gets me mad with the crypto thing. It's like, dog, you don't have the disposable money to play on a crapshoot. You know, it's like, I'm a probability math and statistics guy, right? Simple thing. I could ask 100 adults in a room and go, okay, if you flip a coin 5 times, what's the probability that you're going to only get one tail? I'll wait. I'll wait because average humans don't know, right? And it's not hard math. It's 1 out of 32, right? So you have a 1 out of 32 chance. It's just 2 to the 5th power, right? It's like 2 times 2 times 2 times.
Right.
It's not hard math, but you are, and I don't, you know, if any of my students are listening, I'm sorry. You're that stupid that you don't know that. You have no business investing in anything because you're dumb. You're stupid. You are. I'm just saying, using stupid in the general case, right? You're not stupid. You just don't know. You're ignorant. I know, but I'm just talking fast. So like, dude, like, I'm a mathematician with a business degree. Right. And I'm telling you, it's stupid to invest in crypto. If you should not do it, right? Because if you are the typical person who doesn't have any money and you want to invest in the most volatile stock that there is, what that's like saying is you're listening to all the stories out there that go, yeah, but you can be that 1 out of 32. but you don't even know the odds, and it's worse than 1 out of 32. So what you're saying is you can flip 5 coins in a row, and you'll only get 1 head. Really? You're that special? Right? And it's worse than that, because if you flip it one more time, what does it turn into? It's 1 out of 64.
64.
Right? And then 1 out of 128, and then 256, 512, 1,024, 2,048, 4,096, 8,192, 16,384. Check me, I'm right. I'm right on all those. It's like we can keep going all day. You don't have that basic level of math, and you're going to listen to this dude over here who's going to come tell you something about investing just because of the goodness of his heart. He wants you to get in on it. No, he doesn't. He doesn't even understand what he's doing, and he wants your money, and he doesn't even understand the mechanisms of why it works. So don't invest in things if you don't have the money to lose. Yo, I got the money to lose. I can go give you 10 grand tomorrow and invest in crypto. It's not going to change my life. It's not.
Right.
Like I got it like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not investing in it because I don't want to throw away my 10 grand because a 1 out of 32 chance is not good. It's not. I wouldn't invest in. There's 31 chances.
That's some bad odds, bro.
Yeah, and that's just a simple example of coin flipping. Right? I'm saying, like, that's the most basic kind of math that you can possibly. It's 1 out of 2. It's not hard math, you know. And so I get in these conversations with people. You don't really want me to go off on the math side. Like, let's do a financial show right here, and I'll debate anyone on crypto, anyone, and tell you why it's a stupid investment. It doesn't mean that you can't make millions. You can. But you're going to do it 1 out of 32 times. And you're going to hear that this is what music does. You're going to hear the story of the 1 out of 32 because you can't remember the 31 losers who are no longer in the game. Right, I've been rapping. I got had wax out since the 80s. And me and Fee were talking about, we're one of the only people we know still doing it. No one does it. We are the exception. And I'm not saying that makes us special. I'm saying it makes us almost stupid. Like we want to keep coming back. We love it, right? We keep coming back. We're not trying to do it for the money. And the point is, I'm sorry, I'll wrap this up. The point is that if you want to beat the odds and you want to be that 1 out of whatever, and you aren't going to pay attention to the other 31 that lost, there's something wrong with your psyche that you think that you can be the special one. You can't. 31 times there's people behind you that you're not looking at. Just like rap, they fall off 31 times out of 32.
I got a guy that I was when it was right before COVID hit, we were actually, the marijuana stocks were starting to take off. So I'm like, we were talking about that, and then COVID hit, and he mentioned crypto, and I was like, crypto, that's a joke. Anyway, it was making sense to me. I was like, wow, this is its perfect environment to exist. So he's a bodybuilder, right? So he's that pit bull mentality as well, where so he started doing his research like daily, and he's still doing it. And I kind of navigate through stuff. I don't know much about it, but I have enough trading knowledge and you got
that fidelity knowledge. Yeah.
To just say, well, what makes sense? Which does it make sense? So anyway, I've kind of worked with him over the past like year. And more credit to him than me, because again, he just talks it out. But dude's turned 20,000 into over 200,000. Facts. I've seen the accounts. I'm like, dude, you're doing great.
And do you think here's the possibilities, right? The matrix of what he is. So he's either intelligent, he's lucky, he's a combination of the two. Those are your options, right? He's intelligent,
combination of the
he's
two.
Lucky, or combination.
It's always a combination of the two.
Right. Yeah, a combination of two. Yeah, because the bottom line is that he put that initial investment when it was right before the bubble of the mining, because the process of it and bubble popping and all this stuff. Yeah. It's
and bottom line is the analogy. I'm sorry, so say it.
Oh yeah, no, like, so what it is that within the mining field of this coin thing, I guess there's only like one more Bitcoin mine, right? A bit where they mine it and then it's done. And historically, you can, you see the bubble. It's just like huge spike and then drop right back down. Absolutely. Huge spike and drop. Now it's kind of what's happened over since COVID is it's solidified. It's got its environment where now the big wigs of getting their hands on it. Yeah, and they're making it something where, like in Canada, you can
smoother instead of the spikes. Is what's
gonna happen. Exactly. It's still gonna be. There's still that spike, but what's gonna happen?
It won't be. It won't be as big.
They usually form suspension bridges, is what it usually looks like on a graphical paper. It looks like a suspension bridge with the big middle that does this in between these highs and these massive lows that happen between them.
Massive.
And it's like, and the thing is,
massive highs, but massive lows.
Yeah. And it's like, if you've never done regression analysis, right, which is a relatively basic concept in statistics, if you've never done a regression analysis to look at a trend and to see if there's causality, right, is there correlation or is there causation, right? Most people don't know the difference if there's causation or correlation, and they're very different in a math world, in a statistic world. And so, you know, there's a a correlation between the fact that we're on here right now and that we're rappers, right? Like there's some, there's a but it might not be the cause that we're on the show because we're rappers. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the difference. And when you look at graphs and you look at displays, some people don't know what they're looking at, and but they have an instinct, and they're like, oh, okay, I can look at the curve here. This looks like a good time to get off the ride, and this looks like a good time to jump in.
Get on, yeah.
And it's like you can at least that level of input that you're doing. Okay, that's something over like the average person, or that they have a little bit of financial sense, and or they know, even like I was saying, basic probability. Like if you're armed with basic probability, you can understand the graph, and you have the money to lose. Great. What I'm going to say to people is, you didn't get to even that bio snapshot that you just said. People don't hear the full story because they might not hear the 6 things that he invested in that lost. You're just hearing the cocktail party sounding thing that sounds nice, which makes people go, yo, I can do that too because I'm smarter than the average bear. And it's like, sometimes
you don't want to do it without doing, it's about
heavy research.
Again, going back to him, right? He's in it every single day researching, and that's the difference.
He's Nas. What makes Nas the exception? Yo, he does it every day. He lives it. He's a beast.
Yeah, for me, I'm probably considered the idiot because, I took small change, but I took small change and I got 7 million coins. I hear 7 million, I say 7 million, and the coin was just created 2 weeks ago, right? And it's like one of there's only a couple, I believe, of like these penny stock cryptos, and this is one of them. So, okay, let's move that decimal over, which inevitably it has to happen like Dogecoin within a 5-month period. There's most likely going to be a spike. And if I'm only dropping $58 for 7 million coins, that's pretty significant. So, but again, if you don't know what you're doing, wait until Fidelity Investments, Merrill Lynch get a hold, because they're buying into it. You will be able to get in your portfolio, and eventually, I believe, in your 401k and 403bs, you're probably going to be able to actually have a portfolio that has crypto. But wait until they do it, and don't just be like, I'm gonna get rich overnight, because that's a joke. Like what Pro's saying, it's a joke. 1 in 32, and then you start. It's not going to happen. You don't just throw your money away. And then what happens? A lot of these people, they lose and then they pull out, and now they really lost. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and they can't afford to lose it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that one Nas story will be the one that we hear. We will not hear all the other people who were not Nas. And it's you see that all. I see what Tree's putting there. I see it all the time. I see the
you know what's funny, when I was talking to dude, right? This was 13 months ago, right? And I'm like, I'm getting knee deep. I was doing crazy research, and I'm like, bro, we need to buy Bitcoin machines, right? And I knew someone, and what happened was the government 2 months later swept them all up. Like we were looking at places, and they were just like gone. Like you couldn't get them because they got to get their hands in it, right? But it's funny you say that, because now you're saying everything that we talked about 13 months ago was coming into existence now. Where it's like, guess what? As soon as it hits the media, it's going to be like a 3-month period when we see this, and it's exactly that. It's happening. It hit the media, and then 3 months, 4 months later, it's like, boom, Dogecoin. Dude, if you took your and again, people, this is not there's no get rich quick scheme.
In retrospect.
But Dogecoin was a joke.
Yep.
A joke. And I was like, we're not touching that because we're intelligent. But if we were stupid and we put $5,000 into it, we'd be multimillionaires right now.
The media has a huge influence. I'm gonna tell you, when I bought into Dogecoin, just like playing with it with some minor stuff, there was a post by Mark Cuban, anytime the big wigs get involved, I know something's going to happen, right?
Right.
Because like you said, there's it's the iceberg effect, right? You see what's on the top, but if they're involved and they're poking their head, then there's so much other people or so many other hands involved, right? So I said, well, let me at least try it, because for a long time I was just like, nah, there's no way I'm finna fool with this at all. But when Mark Cuban said
that was the green light. Yeah,
that was the green light. This was like 4 or 5 months ago when he said that I am trying to find a way to make sure that I can accept Dogecoin as a currency at my arena.
Right.
To be able to buy hats.
Just because he said it, just like how Elon Musk can make a tweet and a stock can change in 2 hours.
If you can buy a house with it, you should be able to buy a hot dog. Right?
You know what I'm saying?
This one right here that I'm talking about. Let's see. This one right here. See that
Shiba
price?
Yep.
So what's intriguing to me?
Valuable.
It's a mimic of it's a Dogecoin was the trendsetter for it, because it's just, dude, the coin is like it's the dog. It's like it doesn't make sense to me. But when I think about $50 something being able to get me 7 million, I'm like, what? Yeah. At another 50, I'm at 14. I'm trying to get to 100 million for maybe 1,000. But again, to get that and the possibility, that's rolling the dice. But it's a risk I'd be willing to take. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Especially when it's brand new and this is the new wave.
To his point, if you got the money to lose, I mean, everything we do is a gamble, man.
Yep. Yeah, I go to Foxwoods.
If you got $100 to lose.
I spent $3,000-$4,000 at Foxwoods. I lose the whole thing, bro. But I have fun, and I go there saying when we go.
Yeah, I know.
We do it.
I know. You're smart. I go to a casino and I am not having fun. I go to a casino and I feel miserable for all the people that are losing their money.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can't deal with it. It's just like the math.
I've never been,
I walk in, I'm just like, my parents live in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? It's like, my mother plays bingo and she's ahead. She's been there for like 9 years and they're like ahead. It's like she's found like this one bingo hall where there's like not a lot of people and they just kind of open it just so that there's a place for the bingo players to go while their significant others are doing the real gambling. And it's like she's found this little niche place that there's no one in, and so the probability is decent that you're gonna win something because there's nobody there, and it's like it's worked out for her, but
we go like we did it for every year, and now it's our anniversary at the same time, but we do we go to the casino once a year, and $500 to $1,000 or whatever, just to spend, eat some food, but we go there like to have fun. Because it's fun.
See, I'm miserable.
I don't do cards. Yeah, exactly. Right.
I can't have fun losing money. Yeah, I don't know that kind of fun.
Yeah, no, I hear
nothing fun about it, huh?
No.
You know what though? I've never been to the casino to gamble. Not even once.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
It's 52 cards like weeks in the year, baby. Dan.
Oh, you got to hear that. Yeah, what that
we'll play that some other show.
Yeah, that song's crazy, cards. Man.
Shout out to Evan and Robbie. Yeah.
What's the name of that record?
What's that?
What was the name of that record?
It's called All in the Cards. All in the Cards.
All in the Cards. All in the Cards.
We didn't do Math with Pro, and we got to do it. Right now we're in Math with Pro time. You ready for some Math with Pro?
We don't have the intro, Pro, and then we sign out because you got to watch a season.
We don't have the. Don't even say the word, man. People are gonna start looking and tell us. We don't want to know. All right, so we're gonna do Math with Pro. So here we go. So let's give them something basic, Jay. What are we gonna give them? We were talking about odds and probabilities, and we got basic percentages. All right, so let's do a basic percentage thing. Right, this is over of equals percent over 100. So what this is for is how to do any percent problem in the world. It's just sort of a scheme to do it. So if I say 6%, give me a number, Jay. Give me 22. A basic number. All right, 6% of 6%. Let's say I forgot the word of 22 is what number? Now this is a straightforward, easier one. Basic way to do these. I mean, this one you could do by multiplying 6 times 22, basically, and you get the answer and then move the decimals, right? But so the way you do it with this scheme here is you take whatever the is number is, you put it here, whatever the of number is, you put it here, whatever the percent is, you put it here, and then whatever the 100 always stays 100. So what number goes the of? What's the of number?
22.
Good. We got 22. Ding, ding, ding. All right. And what's the percent?
6.
Cool. That goes here. And so the missing number is this one. We'll call it X.
Yes.
And the way you solve any problem whenever you have an equals between two fractions is you cross multiply and divide by the other number. So the two that are across from each other, you multiply by, and then you divide by the other guy. So 22 times 6 is 132, right? 22 times 6 is 132. And then divide by the other guy, which is 100.
100.
And divided by 100 is nice and easy, right? We got 132 divided by 100. You just move the decimal 2 places. So 1.32. So the answer is 1.32. So 6% of 22 is 1.32. And that works for any percent problem that you can get.
That's great.
That's a cool one, right? That's a cool one.
That's a good one.
I wish I had the actuary formula that I did. You would have loved it.
I would have.
Oh yeah, because it was like it was not what they had. It was I created a whole like engine,
right?
With basics. It was all basics. And anytime you input the number on the top, it always was right at the bottom. And they were like, "This is not what they do, though." But I'm like, "But it's the right answer."
Word.
Every time.
So in probability, right? So probability equals favorable over total. So what you're looking for to happen over the total, and what odds is a little bit different. Odds
what do you mean by favorable over
whatever you're looking to have? So you flip a coin, you want heads. This is heads over the possible thing that can happen. You get heads or tails. So 1/2 would be the probability of getting heads. The odds is spelled out a little differently. It's favorable over unfavorable. So odds naturally look a little different. Like, so if there's 6 horses running in a race and you want to pick one of them, if you got one horse and you're like, okay, I want, Johnny's Cash to win, there's only one favorable outcome that you could have, right? Is the one that you want, and the unfavorable ones, would be the 5, right? So, but over here it'd be favorable over total. So, it'd be 1/6. You know what I'm saying? So your odds look a little better than the probability does. 1 out of 5 is better than 1 out of 6, right? You got a slightly better chance. It looks like that, but it's deceiving. But anyways, so probability is favorable over total, right? So when we're flipping the coin, what I was getting at is you got a 1 out of 2 chance of, you say I want heads, right? You flip it 2 times, you got a 1 out of 2 chance. You flip it 3 times, you got a 1 out of 2 chance. At some point, you just stop writing that. It's 2 to the however many flips you're going to do. So 2 to the first, 2 to the second, 2 to the third, and so on. So if you're going to flip, what I was saying, if you flip a coin 5 times, you got 2 out of 5. 2 to the 5th power would be 32. And then you have 1 chance of that happening, whatever. They say, I only want 1 coin. I want whatever to happen, So that's kind of like the probability of let's say we said the same thing. I want a head. I want to get a head. I want to get a head. I want to get a head. And then I'm going to say, on the last one, I think I'm going to flip a tail. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, there's a 1 out of 2 chance for that. Anything you say is 1 out of 2 chance. Doesn't matter what you say. They have the same probability because there's only 2 things that can happen. So if you flip 5 coins in a row, it doesn't matter what you call. You have a 1 in 32 chance of whatever you said happening. Right? So if I said 1 tail coming up, it doesn't matter if I say 3 or 4. You naming it just makes it what's going to be. So it doesn't matter what it is that you say. If you just flip the coin 5 times, you get a 1 in 32 chance of that thing happening, right? So what people don't get is, if you do it 10 times, you think, 1 out of 10 times. Nah, it's 2 to the 10th. You know what I'm saying? And 2 to the 10th is a big, big number, right? So it's like, but your brain doesn't calculate like that because you just go, 2 a few more times. That's not big. Now you're doubling. We were at 5 when we hit 32. 6 was 64. 7 was 128, right? 8 was 256. 9 was 512. 10, you're over 1,000. You're 1,024. So if you're going to flip a coin 10 times in a row, you see people do this when they play craps all the time. They'll sit there and they'll do like 10 games in a row, and let alone they're trying to name numbers on top of just color, whether it's red or black, right? But just for you to name red out of black right 10 times in a row, you'd have to be the devil to get that right. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So
that's like a roulette thing.
Oh man.
Right? More or less.
Yeah, man. That's the.
Oh. What's up, Fly?
What's the odds of that happening?
Exact 1 in 32.
No, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I try to
man.
keep up, man. I like the little tutorials.
I was a 1 in 3 chance of him actually falling off the call, bro.
That is right. 1 in 3.
There was a much
1 in 3. That was a 1 in 3 chance.
Well, it already happened earlier, so we had a precedent.
Yeah. It's when you exit that program, man.
Because I must have known it was past 11. Yo, what are we doing? We gotta go, man.
Yeah, we said that. We were like, today is fun.
We're like, today is 10:30. We're done.
10:30 on the dot.
If it wasn't for Fly, we were on track.
Man, this whole you want to do math with Pro? None of this has anything to do with me. Okay, I'm just here.
Math with Pro was gonna be right back then, man. And then we saw you. We're like, yo, we gotta talk, man. We got
actually, Pro. We were supposed to talk about finances, and then what happened was we got strung off on this conversation that just led into infinity and beyond.
Yes.
Hey man, shout out to Fly Style Fridays too, man. Officially started today. That's a part of had behind the day too, man. So,
very nice, man. Very nice. Okay.
What's the next project dropping for Fly? I mean, we'll talk about the one you got out right now, but I know what's the next one too.
So, man, right now I've just really been working on features and like I said, just doing Fly Style Fridays, man. Just pick a real popular track that's out right now. I'll take it and flip it, do something. Really. My 11-year-old son is really into videography. He got like 1,000 followers on TikTok.
What? He's got skills.
He likes making videos and editing them and stuff like that. So I said, you know what, son? I'll let you shoot me a little video and I'll do a little freestyle track to it, and we'll do Fly Style Fridays.
Oh, that's hot. But, that cat who just chimed in right there, Juice, he's a nasty MC, yo. That dude is he's from the West Coast. He don't sound that West Coast. But he's a West Coast MC. He's a beast.
Hey man, what I appreciate about West Coast is that it's West Coast. You feel what I'm saying? Like it sounds totally different.
Yeah.
To me, that makes it extra valuable, man. So shout out to the West Coast too, man. I got some homies out that way.
He's thorough. Yeah, he's real thorough.
Yeah, man. But anyway, I won't prolong you guys. Man.
But you dropping something else on top of what you got on now, or you just gonna nothing immediate? Okay.
There's something cooking, chef.
Yo, he's got something coming with the label mate Nas, right? He's got something coming with the we all got a new label mate, right? Yo, tell Nas, man, we got your label mate. It should be distributor mate, right? Distributor mate, right?
Bro, yeah. I'm trying to be patient, man. All I want to do is make music. Like, I got another album ready. I know I recorded it. I'm just sitting on it, honestly. And just doing some fly style stuff to still promote the album I dropped in January, which is relatively young.
Absolutely.
And so I'm working on I got a meeting Sunday to do a video for my third single. So that's probably to be the next official thing.
To drop
coming from me.
That's gonna come out late in summer.
Yeah, I definitely want to try to get it
or midsummer.
Midsummer, yeah, like beginning midsummer. Like it should be ready to go. Hopefully, like the latest, probably like middle of June.
Oh wow! That's right around the corner. It's right around the corner.
You know what's funny though? Following that, right in July, you're gonna have 2 releases coming out, bro.
You see, I'm trying to
work that.
Weave it in
you there. What I'm saying? Yeah,
I do.
Work that.
I'm trying to weave it in there. But I already got the concept and the materials and everything that I needed for the video. So I'm gonna get with my guy Sunday. We're gonna get everything on paper, and then we should start shooting next weekend. It just take us maybe a couple days, and then somewhere within a week or two after that, he got me a final. So it should be mid-June, roughly.
I can't wait, bro. I can't wait.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
One of my favorites. I'm like, yo, when that fly, I mean, come on.
Yeah, fly's monstrous.
Yes. Hey, man, check out the website, foreverlivesyahweh.com, man. I got my Fly Style Friday track on there. It's fun, man. So, like, if you just like to hear some stuff from me, you heard the album, you played it too many times, like I have. I've been listening to it for a whole year now. I started recording that album last year. And so I like to entertain myself, man. So
hey, you know what? I'll tell you
always
what.
making music.
J. Cole was talking about you on his intro.
Was he? What did he say?
Watch
he's talking about Yahweh.
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 Yeah, you caught that. I was like, oh, how do we do about my brother?
We didn't even really talk about this right properly. So that was the Mount Rushmore that we were talking about, right? So that
Who
was
face is missing, B? Who faces missing?
Well, that's what Nikki came at LeBron.
How is Wayne not on there?
She was like, well, LeBron. This was LeBron's list. So LeBron was like, if this was just for the 2010s. So he was like, okay, I got Drake,
Wayne should have been on there.
I got Kendrick, and I got J. Cole. And then Nikki was like, yo, you got a missing one? Let me give you that layup. She was like, yo, she give me the assist. She's like, the alley-oop. She's talking about, yo, she got alley-oop. Like, never thought I'd get the opportunity to give you the alley-oop. She's talking to LeBron James, but you almost had it. It's Nikki. Right. Right. So that's why we started the whole talk on the Mount Rushmore at the beginning of the show. So we were so who do you got, Fly? We didn't get a Mount Rushmore from you, man, because we put ours out there earlier.
Who's your top 4?
I'm not good, man. That's not I wouldn't be good in that.
Oh,
I haven't really listened to
not from 2010 though. We went all time. We didn't keep it. So this was us.
Yeah,
this was us. Pro went with this is your favorite, not who you think belongs on there. Your Mount Rushmore. So me it was Kane, AZ, Jay-Z, and Pharoah Monch for today. And J. Cruz went with Drake, Biggie, Talib, and Method Man.
My Mount Rushmore, Jay, Wayne. It's hard it's a toss up after those two. It could be a group of indie people. After those two.
Yeah, it is tough after that. I mean, I was like, yo, Nas ain't even on my list. Like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Rakim, you know what I'm saying? It's like Lauryn Hill. Like, it's just all these.
Lauryn Hill, as far as inspiration and motivation, Lauryn Hill would definitely.
I don't even know what you're flashing there.
I'm flashing. Make sure y'all sign up on Yahweh's.
Oh yeah. Check the website out, man. The very top of that too, bro. I got that Drake What's Next freestyle on that joint, man. It's hard too.
Chasing the bag like I'm in a rush. Plus, I will invest over saving up. Then I drop $100 on what I want. Dipping jewels in the ice like honey bun. I took wife to the Cali for sunny fun.
That doesn't sound bad, Jay, holding that up that mic.
I know, right?
Keep an eye on them numbers, they running up. I know something is up, but like what is what? I feel that in my gut like a tummy tuck. I will be on your list for the summer's up. If you coming for me, you can try your luck. I so needed a clean and I tidied up. Not a flowing volcano, I mighty
Buttercup.
That means I'm hotter than lava. Got the game in the bag like a Prada. Pardon me, but I follow the father. Impressed with the walk and I don't even model. Cutting it up like I'm at Benny Hunter. If you ain't about Benny, then don't even bother. I'm living today, but I live for tomorrow. Like renting a Rolex, the time is borrowed. Landed in port and then straight to the coop. As soon as I'm home, it's straight to the boot. As soon as I drop, it's straight to the roof. I'm walking the sky, they calling me Luke. The album was hard, they called it a fluke. But I only slacking the tie in the suit. It's really rubbing me the wrong way like a bad masseuse. But this is the proof.
What? Rubbing me the wrong way like a bad masseuse.
Come
Okay.
on,
I caught you, Luke Skywalker, man. Come on, you can't be sliding those in on me. You can't be sliding in them loose. Yo,
Juice. Yo,
speaking of which, before we get out of here, we didn't even talk about my
unofficial sponsor.
Yeah, my unofficial sponsor, man. I'm not even going with the logos or anything. I'm just coming with it, man. It's Pirates Booty, baby. Pirates Booty, man. The unofficial official found it. I just had to go down to my cupboard. It wasn't hard. I didn't have to dig, man. Like, come on, yo.
You did that. It wasn't buried. You just had it right there.
Man.
You just had it over there. Was that easy?
Last week it was raisins, just in case you didn't remember. You know what I'm saying?
Yogurt covered joints, man. I remember that, man.
Yeah, man. Last week it was raisins, but we talking Pirates Booty. And by the way, you know someone was being funny when they came up with that name for that, right? They were like Pirates Booty.
Pirates,
you know
come on, man.
Come on now. Like what? Who says that, right? Pirates say booty. And they were like, we're gonna come with booty on it. And if you look, he's kind of holding his waist, like he's like, if I turn around, like you expect the back would be like his booty or something. Look, yo, and it's like they got like
it's like why the back why the back of this bag got curves?
But here's my thing. Here's my thing. It's a small bag, all right. You get in that small bag, right? Now, 3 grams
This
of total
is
fat.
unreal, bro.
3 grams of total fat. You can feel pretty decent about yourself with the Pirates
3 grams
booty.
total fat, so it's a flat
But
booty. What you saying?
I think it is an yo. Speaking of flat booties, speaking of flat booties, I think there's an MC name in the making here, and I might take it. Look right below.
Aged white cheddar.
That's it. That's an MC name, man. I'm coming with Aged White Cheddar. Yeah. My name is Pro Lyrical. You might know me as Aged White Cheddar.
Aged White Cheddar.
Like it fits. It's very appropriate in many ways. Aged White Cheddar.
I'm doing a feature with Ritz.
Yo, Aged White Cheddar, baby.
Yo, Aged White Cheddar. Aged White Cheddar and Ritz got this new record out.
This is what happened when we let you go past
man.
time, man.
AWC, baby.
It's
Aged White Cheddar,
man.
Yo, Pirates Booty, man. We're gonna do a track called Pirates Booty. And I'm coming with Aged White Cheddar, aka, man.
It's sleepy time, bro. This is
Get
what
in the
happened when we let you go.
Get in the booth and just straight up. No one you heard is more better. I flip on the track and you know when I rap, I come through with the dopest sweaters.
This is what happened when we let y'all go past 11, man.
That's it. Baller status.
We start getting dizzy.
Yo, Juice, you see what you've been missing on the ProQuo Show? This is what you're missing, Juice. We gotta get Juice up here, man. Juice, give me some music to play on the show, man. We need some of your music, man. We do our 5 minutes of flames. At least we gotta have you up for that. We gotta do a track with Juice, man. Juice. I don't do tracks on anybody, just so you know. But I've done one with this man right here. That's so when there's something about the ProQuo and this man right here. There's something about the ProQuo Show where it's just it makes you just do collabs. You know what I'm saying? And,
love, man.
Because I'm Aged White Cheddar. I don't come out the house like that.
Hey, tell Juice to hit me up, man. I want to do a track.
Juice was he's in those battles all the time on that board where I did the battle the other day with Canada, the USA Canada thing. USA won.
Oh yeah, props for that.
Team USA, we won 6-5.
But that flow, man. Oof.
Hey man, y'all pulled out a W today for Boston.
What was that?
Boston. Yo. See what
I'm talking about? There's always somebody. Yo, I'm Yo, he's removed from the show right now. I just totally removed him from the show right now. We're like, yo. If anybody
said that 5 times,
and telling me don't be talking about the show. All right, I'll let you back, man.
It's the luck of the Irish, bro.
Yo, he boom again. It's like throwing the baseball and the clown dunk thing. It's like, yo, we throwing him out.
He said it like 6 times. He's like, yo, don't even say C's on here. I don't want nobody telling me to. I got a recording.
It's like my time-space continuum has now all been messed up. All right, so to put it in a deeper perspective for you, there's a sub shop. Right. Could have been the Red Sox. There's a sub shop next to me where I lived in Cambridge, right? And so I'd go in. I think I told the story once before on the show. I'd go in and I'd come in. I'm vegetarian, so every time I come in, I get the same thing. I'm like, yo, I want a vegetarian sub. And once in a while, when I'd go wild, I get a small fry, right? So every now and then they'd be like, yo,
when I go wild,
when I walk in, they'd be like, small fry? I was like, nah, not that. But they would know. So if someone came in, I'd be like, nah, not that. And they'd be like, yo, you ordering? I'm like, nah, they got it. They know what I'm doing.
Pro went like this. He went, nah, not today.
Yeah, not today. But so it's a vegetarian, right? So the vegetarian. And but I'm watching the game and I got a recording downstairs, but they got the game on in there when I walk in because it's like, it's like 2 hours later. I'm writing a rhyme or doing a math problem or something, right? So I come up. And it's like, it might be 11 o'clock and the game's in the 4th quarter. I go over there. So they would immediately shut off the TV when I walk in, right? Because they have everything on. Because I was their best customer. I lived next door. I was getting that veggie. I lived by myself. I was getting veggie subs like every other night, right? So I walk in, they shut off the game. People are like, yo, what's going on? It's like, yo, it's Pro, man. You can't
we can't be playing the game.
It was like my neighbors. I mean, literally walk out my crib. You go to the end of the street. I was the last house on the street. You go to the end of the street, you turn left, 1 unit, boom, there's the sub shop, right?
So you don't watch any games?
No, I watch them all. I just got them all on record, dog. So it was just like, I was like, yo, I can't stand knowing, So I'm like, yo, I'll avoid like places that I think have televisions. You know what I'm saying? I'm like that. I got to pay for it to watch the Celtics out here too. When it's not, playoffs, I got that little switch on there where you can switch the toggle to like, do you want to know the score or not? You know what side my stays. So you know what side I'm on. No, baby, no. And every now and then,
all this math logic that you have, and you think that not knowing the score
Dog, it's gonna change.
It's gonna help.
Yeah. No, it's not.
Bless.
No, it's not about that. It's about my enjoyment of knowing what happened when I go downstairs to watch.
Yeah.
I don't need any more. No more talk.
Watch the game, bro.
He's muted. All right, so you can stay, but you're muted. So, yo, we gotta get out of here, anyways.
Yeah,
but
we do, man. It's late, man.
Fly, we appreciate you, man.
I
we
love y'all.
We appreciate you. On yo, when we're watching this back, like a couple of days. You will be laughing. We'll go, oh, wasn't that funny? At that time, it was important. But right now, and by the way, that was my lock of the day. Just so everybody knows, my lock of the day. People ask me, yo, who do you think? Of course, the Celtics are going to win today. They're going home. They're down 2. Dude's coming back. Of course, they're going to play well. There's no reason why they wouldn't. Do I think they're going to win the series? Hell no. But like, I'm hoping. You know what I'm saying? They don't got Jaylen Brown, but
there's always hope.
So all right, we gotta get out of here, man.
Yeah.
Peace
out, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all come out next week, the ProQuo Show. And that's tinyurl.com/the ProQuo Show to find us. Peace.
Yeah, Juice. And yo, next week, man, let's do you on 5 Minutes of Flames, man. Send me whatever you want. We'll run it. We'll have you up here. It'll be cool. I'll tell you more about it.
Facts.
All right. Peace.